I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fam's on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What is good? It is the #1 chief rocker in Knicks universe, your main man's Uncle Freezie. Y'all want this party started right? Y'all want this party started quickly, right? All right, let's go. Before we crank up, let me bring my man in. Here we go. What's good, boss man?
Salute. Yeah, what's good, big bro?
Hey, not man. Chilling, man. Excited about this W tonight. The Knicks beat the Rockets 137-115, something like that, man. The Knicks look good. Bruh, I slept through the game, man.
Don't worry about it. You're not the only one.
I slept through it. Not that it was a snoozer. But man, I'm still excited, man. Still excited.
It was a well-needed victory.
Yeah, man.
Much-needed victory.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna put this thing up here on the screen just real quick. Just put this thing up on the screen so people will see what we're talking about here. Bam. All right. Yeah, man. So we got, man. Yeah. This is exactly what we needed, man. At first, though, as I snoozed through it, you know what I'm saying, was watching a little bit and snoozing a little bit, and then, man, yeah. Mitch, I don't. Who were you the most impressed by tonight?
Outside of Quickley?
No. Was Quickley the most impressive to you?
Not necessarily. No. Hartenstein, believe me, in the first couple of quarters. I saw him. He made a couple of good big plays. You know what I'm saying? Julius made a steal, and Hartenstein kind of like snatched it out the air and dropped it off to him, and dropped a nice dime to him. And he had a pretty big dunk. You know what I'm saying? So you know, yeah. I mean, everybody looked pretty impressive for the most part.
Quickly incorporating the Brunson burner is impressive.
Yes.
Quickly incorporating the Brunson burner little guy post up thing is impressive. I'm impressed by Quentin Grimes.
Yeah.
Even though Grimes didn't blow up the spot tonight like he did the previous two games.
Mm-hmm.
He did do a little something. But before we get into that, let's bring in our guy.
No doubt.
All right. What's good, boss?
What's good, Corey?
Man, you sound tired. You better get your energy up. Coming in
Yeah.
here, man.
Nah,
Voice
I'm
is
good,
mad
I'm
soft. Adam came in like, hey man, it's good.
Yeah,
Adam,
I'm
you
not
sound
talk-
like
I'm
a
not-
1970s movie star. What's going on? You better get your energy up.
I can't talk too loud, y'all.
Oh, okay.
All
right. Yeah, man.
What's good, Adam?
Not much. How you doing, Corey?
I'm doing well, man. How do you feel, bro, about this victory?
I feel good. I wasn't too happy in the beginning,
Yeah.
The score was close, But then in the second half, the Knicks decided to blow this team away.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I thought that the Knicks should have done that in the first half.
Really?
Go out on a 30-point lead,
Wow. All right.
But they did their thing in the second half. I'm happy with it.
Interesting. But I tell you like this, I think we did considerably an overall game. I think we did pretty well, considering, what I'm saying, what we've been dealing with lately and what it's been looking like as of late. We haven't been the sexy Knicks team that we should have been.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Grimes looked really good in the second half.
Yeah.
Grimes
really
looked good.
did.
It's like Quickley.
Yes, he did.
I'm always impressed by it, man. Y'all know. I love Quickley and RJ, man. I call them Splash and Dash. You know what I'm saying? It's Splash and Dash. You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Yeah, man. I see Mets is in the chat. Mets, what's good, man? I'm gonna throw the link in here, man. Just real quick. Just make sure if y'all come on and rock with Lee the boss. Y'all already talked to Lee earlier. Lee the boss, bro. I'm riding co-pilot tonight. Lee's the man with the plan. So make sure y'all be respectful, you know what I'm saying, of Lee, man. Hey, appreciate you, big dog. I just wanted to point out some stuff though, real quick about the just wanted to point out something real quick about the box score, right?
Hi guys.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, boss?
What's happening?
One thing I want to point out about the box score tonight, man, is that Houston shot 48% from the floor tonight. Houston took 87 shots. They were 42 for 87.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily like that as a team that should not be even in the same conversation with us. Yeah, and listen, I know we beat them by a lot, right? We beat them by 22, right? Because in the second half they kind of just gave up because they knew the Knicks were relentless. The Knicks style of play is relentless, right? My thing though is what if the Knicks hold on, man? What if the Knicks didn't shoot 58.1% from the floor? What if the Knicks didn't shoot 43.9% from three? Would this game be as close as would this game have been a blowout? Just one thing to consider. I'm gonna move out the way, man, and you know what I'm saying, and let y'all rock, man.
Go ahead. Go ahead, the
Um,
Mets. Go ahead. Say what you got to say, bro.
it probably wouldn't have been as big of a blowout if the Rockets had shot a lot better from behind the arc. I mean, they only finished 7 out of 25 from behind the arc
Mm-hmm.
compared to us finishing 17 of whatever from behind the arc.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
would, and
go
if
ahead.
things had turned out a lot more differently for them, like their guys actually not relying too heavily on Kevin Porter Jr. On the juniors team of Kmart Jr. and K Port Jr. or as heavily for their offensive production, maybe things would have panned out a lot more differently.
You think so? Mm.
It wouldn't have been as much of a stomp, but I still think the Knicks would have won that game.
Okay. And Adam, how you feel?
Would this game be a blowout if the Knicks wasn't shooting 58%? Probably not. It would probably be a little bit tight, I would say. But I don't think the Knicks would have won by double digits if they weren't shooting 58% from the field.
Mm-hmm.
They probably would have won by 10, not by 25.
22.
So, but either way, a win is a win, you know.
Come on, y'all. Y'all sound like y'all dead, man. Wake up, wake up. We
I
just
have
won.
to keep it quiet. My mom is asleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I understand that, but still, get your energy up in the sense of you don't have to scream, but come on. But
My energy's way up.
that's what I want to hear, Adam. See, basically, what I'm trying to get at right now is if you look at certain things in the stat line, let's discuss a few things. You know what I'm saying? All right, Mitch didn't have a great game, but he was pretty much solid defensively. He had 3 blocks. You know what I'm saying? About 6 boards and 3 points. Because we were talking about the box scores. But I'll tell you, really, Hartenstein really impressed me because he pretty much he stuffed the stat line, with 8, 6, 6, 6, 6 assists were very big, 2 steals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed by him tonight. I thought he was very, very solid. And also too, check out my man right here, who I felt like had OB had a pretty solid game with 19 minutes, 15 points, 2 boards. You know what I mean? Everybody's pretty much solid for the whole important. A whole upon the whole game.
And at least, even though this is essentially a game that would be considered garbage or a trap, Thibodeau finally got his head out of his butt and actually went and decided to play most of the bench tonight, not just his traditional 9-man rotation, which has been grinding the team to dust lately.
I wouldn't say it like that. One thing about Tibbs Mets that you have to understand is Tibbs is not. I'm not even going to put the old school part or even the stubborn part. Well, yeah, the stubborn part is that this man is he's stuck doing a certain thing a certain way, and as Knicks fans, we have to come to grips with that. And we cannot sit here from the sidelines or from behind the screens and scream at him and tell him what to do. Because, to be honest with you, that man has forgot more basketball than we know. You understand what I'm saying? At the end of the day. So, you got to be respectful of that and still more so understanding. You understand?
Yeah.
All right, then. What else how did y'all feel about from the third quarter on?
Felt good.
Felt good. All right. Tell me things that you felt good about.
I felt good that we were getting the turnovers. We were disrupting the Rockets' momentum, that they couldn't really pick up any momentum.
So basically, you're talking about the overall D.
Right.
Okay. All right. And what do you think we need to do from now this point on, as far as going forward, Because basically what we have to do right now is tune up for the playoffs, gentlemen.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's looking like we're more than likely gonna play Cleveland. And how do you feel about that matchup?
Maybe we'll win it. Maybe we're not. Maybe we won't. I'm kind of split. I mean,
What do you mean maybe?
last time we got in the playoffs, we were at the pinnacle of hubris, and the Hawks shot us down.
Okay, but that's you cannot compare that Knicks team to this Knicks team right now. You understand what I'm saying? That Knicks team lacked so much. You understand what I'm saying? First of all, we lacked point guard play. We lacked a lot of shooting. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we're the best shooters and knocking them down, but we do shoot a little bit more at a higher clip. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
not to mention we lack defensive viability.
Not necessarily. No, we didn't. Actually, that team was a much better defensive team than we did before. This team, this now we're lacking more now than we did then. But with that said, I think our bench is deeper. I think we can do a lot more things offensively than we could before. I think the shooters that we have are much more reliable. So how did y'all feel about the tribute to the captain?
Never met the guy, but I did know about him, and it felt heartwarming.
Okay.
Granted,
and Adam, you with me?
Oh, to Willis Reed?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know a lot about Willis. But it was nice to contribute that they did for him.
Okay.
Personally, last time I remember the Knicks paying tribute to anybody from the old core that croaked was Red Holzman, and that more or less galvanized us to a finals appearance that year.
And quick question: do you think that can galvanize us to anywhere even close to that, getting us over the hump?
It's possible.
I mean, yeah. The question: galvanize us to anywhere even close to that? My man, over the hump.
Possible.
Oh, Dre, you good, baby?
You're muted, Dre.
We don't hear you, Dre. What's good?
Yo.
There you go. My brother.
I'm straight, bro. Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel. Salute to everybody.
Okay, so Dre, you know what I'm saying? Tell me what your opinions of tonight, man.
It was a lot of good basketball that I saw tonight, particularly from IQ. I'm pretty glad that we got to get Randle up out of the game. He didn't actually have to play the entire fourth quarter for once.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to get like a bounce back win. Granted, we beat up on a pretty young team, pretty young and talented team, but we beat up on them. We made them sweat. They pretty much packed it in.
Excuse me.
Midway through the third quarter, I believe, and yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm happy with this one. I'm not gonna get too high, too low off of it. I do want to see how we look like on Wednesday.
Yo, how you gonna come in and not even play the intro?
I mean, I don't know. I ain't got it, bro. You weren't here, so I had to, introduce myself.
He just jumped in like, boom, I'm here.
Hold on, man. Let's do this thing right,
Hold
bro.
on.
Yo,
man.
What man doing? Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Nah, I gotta pull myself up. Freezie just disappeared on me.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope, yo. I like that. How you got that green screen up, yo. I like that. My man.
That intro is dope, man. I need
Oh,
Freezie to somehow send me that joint. That joint is
I mean, it's
off the chain.
all credit to Freezie. Salute to the chat. What up, Mega? I see you.
Mm-hmm.
But where were we in the conversation?
Your feelings about tonight's
Oh yeah, I was already moving on to thinking, what's next? It was a good game to lick our wounds, get back right, get that loss out of a system. Yeah, and to get that Randle stuff moved on to the next game.
Please, let's move on from it.
Yeah,
and I think they're coming to the Garden. The Miami Heat are coming to the Garden.
Yes.
If we win that game, that'll likely completely solidify us for that 5 seed, and that will lock up the tiebreaker, so we don't really have to worry about them. The Brooklyn Nets are falling off. I think we're in a good space right now.
And yet they locked up the tiebreaker for the 6th at minimum because they swept Miami.
Right.
Who swept Miami?
Brooklyn.
Yeah, they won all the games against Miami.
Interesting. I didn't know that. Well, it's okay.
So what is the Knicks' magic number to clinch the playoff spot?
I couldn't tell you. I think we already in. Well, we're not in the playoffs yet because we're like
they haven't.
I think we're like
yet.
3 games ahead of the 7th seed, I believe. I'd have to check. Let me check. I'll check. I check right now. Okay, we're 2.5 games up on the Miami Heat. Miami Heat play tomorrow, so we could either be 3 up or 2 up after tomorrow.
Who they got tomorrow?
And then they come to the Garden on Wednesday.
I'll tell you who they got tomorrow. Wait, no. Pull this up. Schedule. They play the Raptors later today. Then they have us on a back-to-back.
The Knicks were like
that.
And
you know the Raptors play particularly physical, so they might have tired legs coming over here. It's our job to basically run them out the gym.
Raptors have been pretty much clobbering us every year lately.
Yeah, Miami should be tired playing the Knicks on Wednesday after tonight's game. That will help the Knicks try to beat them.
I feel like number one, we're gonna punch Miami in the mouth because we're overdue for the last time that we saw them.
I think again, if we can do it, hopefully Miami loses to the Raptors.
Personally, I'm more concerned about that Dallas-Oklahoma City game. I mean, that Charlotte.
I could care less about that, bro.
Charlotte, OKC. What's the important? Well, the Dallas pick.
Yeah, well, we're not thinking about the draft. We're thinking about the playoffs, big bro.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, it's fair for him. It's fair. It's fair for him to
tanking. We're on the cusp of losing that pick.
Yeah, Corey, it's fair for him to think about that because we traded our only draft pick that we had our possession of for Josh Hart. So I mean, it would be best that we have something, some capital to move in the future.
But don't we have
get fleeced out of a draft pick in round 1 twice again? Because Leon Rose is so incompetent when it comes to handling draft.
I won't say all that.
That's a little bit much, bro.
I'm not the biggest Leon Rose guy, but we didn't plan on the Mavericks being this bad. We assumed our pick would be better than theirs. That's why we traded it, but we didn't assume they would nosedive. But they got right back on course tonight. They won tonight against the Pacers, even though the Pacers are actively tanking as well.
Yeah, but their next game is Philadelphia.
Well, Joel Embiid didn't play.
Yeah, and he's looking like he might not be playing for a minute with this
and Harden has been out with an Achilles, so it'll be the Philadelphia Tyrese Maxeys on that.
Exactly.
So the Heat's playing in Toronto tonight?
Well, technically later tonight because it is already Tuesday.
So it's basically a matchup of Pascal Siakam against Bam Adebayo.
Oh, I mean, there's a couple other players over there, man. You got Jimmy Butler. Did you not see him like dismantle us the other night?
Well, if they're playing in Toronto, the Heat stepping into Pascal Siakam's house. Toronto don't play.
I don't think
in their home court.
I don't think anybody's necessarily scared of Pascal. They're more so scared
No,
of the
but
team.
he's good.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's a good player for sure.
He's good.
But
I don't know. That would be an interesting matchup.
Raptors have a lot to play for. They want to go up a little bit higher in terms of the play-in, so they want to secure a home game at least in the play-in.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and lie and tell you that I'm thinking about the bottom feeders. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking forward to what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? And where we're trying to go and what we need to do.
I'd have to check. I have to check where did the Knicks win the season series against the Nets?
No,
we split.
2-2?
We split.
Yeah.
We split, and then I think they had a couple of tiebreakers ahead of us.
Do they?
Because they played fewer games.
Because we played more.
Yeah, at that point.
But in the loss column, that's the thing that matters the most.
Okay.
The Knicks have to beat the Heat on Wednesday, otherwise it's tied, and I think the Heat will have the tiebreak.
Will they?
I think.
I don't know, Drake. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to ask you to do that because it's a lot of work right now.
Now, what is it? What is it?
No, I'm trying to figure out how would they have the tiebreaker over us.
I luckily you asked because I literally had another tab open. That was the first thing I was looking at, and there's a lot of things to tabulate whether you get tiebreakers. Well, better winning percentage against each other. That's the first tiebreaker. We're tied, so that doesn't count. Division leader wins in a tie over a team not leading a division. We're not winning the division, so that doesn't matter. Division 1 loss percentage, like the record between each other in the division, and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. And conference win loss percentage, and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. So it will come down to who won more games within the division, probably.
Okay.
The Knicks have to make sure they secure the fifth spot.
Oh yeah. The Bulls losing tonight also pushed them a little bit further, but I was hoping the Wizards were gonna actually be decent this year.
Because how's that pick? How's that pick going to convey?
It's lottery protected, so basically top 14 protected. So they'd have to make the playoffs, and they're not going to make the playoffs. So
wow.
Okay, we played them, I believe, on Friday, and they're like full on tanking at this moment. Like they're sitting guys out. So
okay, so Matt, you do stand corrected because now I understand. You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking those two picks were going to be semi decent, so we could possibly make a move in the draft. But right now, be honest with you, I'm more really focused on the playoffs because I'm not even concerned, but I really want to sink my teeth into Cleveland for a lot of reasons.
Cleveland's playing well right now.
I understand that.
I think 8 out of the last 10 games or something like that.
I'm just saying, whether we get into the postseason or not, at this point we are. I at least want some form of draft compensation.
That would be nice, but if we don't get it, then we get 3 picks next year, I guess, which is still something capital that's tangible, something that we can move because it's not multiple years out the way; it's next year. I mean, it would be nice to have 1 pick, but if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
I mean, yeah, but we also too know how to maneuver around all of that anyway. And we still have a lot of draft capital, period, to even make a move if we had to make a move. You know what I'm saying, this off season. But outside of that, I feel like we can still you know the boost our potential next season. You know, but I'm not really looking at, like
Because
I said, I'm not.
if we did have a draft pick this year, for sure we would trade it. Like
Of
I'm 100
course,
percent I'm 100% sure.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, to either what I'm saying, move something or move someone or somebody. So you know, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not in the mind of Leon Rose, and I do not like to play. What do you call it? Armchair quarterback or armchair
GM.
Jimmy M,
GM.
exactly. Yeah, or president at that rate. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, like
We should,
Windhorse might say this, a potential superstar is gonna want to be a Nick, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, whatever.
I mean,
Who,
I
who?
mean, I mean, keeping it a, but it doesn't necessarily even have to be true from Windhorse. He has to.
Hmm.
It's his job
Of
to
course.
stuff. So.
So, so I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they got to do it because it's mainstream media, and they have to do something in order to keep people like glued to the TVs. Even try to keep us as Knicks fans somewhat interested in their programming. But who cares? Because I'm not a big ESPN fan.
I don't think
So
anyone is these days.
You guys don't like the worldwide leading
no,
in sports entertainment?
yeah, I have issues with them, and I'm not gonna get into it. But they're long stemming issues. You know what I'm saying? Just because the fact that we decided to have our own network and we didn't kind of want to share with them, you know what I mean? So, and then now everybody in the media hates us because we keep our doors closed, which is great for me because you never tell your left hand what your right hand is doing.
True.
Eh,
So,
I like to the people like this. I would love to draft one of the twins, but I also know the direction this team is trying to head in,
hmm
and unless they're like trying to get like a young kid to reset Obi's contract
mm,
and flip Obi up out of here, I don't think we're going to even entertain adding more young talent to this roster. I think they're like pretty set on what they think IQ and RJ and Grimes are,
mm.
and they're not willing to add more. Like at least if Tibbs is the coach, no, for damn sure rookie's not playing.
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
If we're attempting to compete, of course. So we're probably going to move that pick if
All
we can
right.
get it, of course, if it does come back.
hmm But
What's
now,
your?
go
I
ahead.
know this is a little stupid of a question, but what's your opinion of how the tournament has played out so far?
I'm not gonna. I've not been paying attention.
Hey, my opinion is I think the whole coronavirus thing kind of screwed up the whole dynamic of uh, underclassmen and like kids are actually in school for a lot longer, which is why you see like the lower seeds in the Final Four and the Elite Eights and C16s. It's a lot of teams that are normally older than what you would expect. So like the teams at the top, the higher seeds, aren't necessarily as good as you might think they are because when you're going up against guys that are a little bit older and know a little bit more about the sport and they're more developed, you end up running into buzzsaws like Princeton, for example, or FAU, where they have a bunch of older guys beating
Hmm.
up a lot of the younger teams, which is, I mean, that's fine. I think it's going to go back to normal after some of these kids don't have their eligibility, that extra year eligibility that
hmm
was given to them because of the COVID year. So
Mhm.
no, we'll see. Like I'm still pulling for UConn. Like they're looking like a buzzsaw right now. So
Well, I'll have to pull for them. I picked Gonzaga to win this, and
oh
those damn Huskies killed my bracket.
picking Gonzaga is a choice. You know, they like always choke. Like always. Even when they're favored, they choke. So it was a choice on your behalf. You made your bed, not anyone else.
Oh man.
But I stay away from the gambling thing. I kind of I try to stay away from it at least.
Fair enough.
Okay. But now, yeah, let's move forward because we still, we need to start looking at what we got looking forward. I mean, Cleveland. What do you think about the matchups? I think Julius Randle gets his mind right and he takes advantage of the young four that Cleveland has.
He does foul a lot. That is his
biggest weakness.
That is his current weakness. He does foul a lot. So him being in his first playoff situation, because I believe he was hurt, or was that Jared Allen? I believe one of them were hurt in that play-in that they. Yeah, Jared Allen was hurt. Jared Allen was hurt, which is why they played into the play because they got hurt. Anyway, and they lost in the play-in. So he's gonna get his first real taste of playoff basketball, and if he's as advertised, then he's gonna give Julius some problems because we know length gives Julius problems, and if they're gonna give him the extra bit of physicality, we don't know where they're gonna take it. But I think the key matchup in that series, in my opinion, is
we already know.
No, I think it's Mitchell Robinson against Jared Allen.
With that said, I knew you was going to say that. That's what I was about to say. I'm not necessarily worried about that because we have not only him, but Hartenstein, who brings another dynamic to the game. You understand? So that right there kind of, because they don't have a backup as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
Mobley technically is there. When one is off the court, they switch to the other 7-footer. And Mobley can protect the rim against other bench units, but the thing is, Hartenstein is a demon on the boards. So
yes, he is.
Healthy. So those are the main matchups for us because if we win the possession game, I think we will be fine because even though the Cavs are number 1 in defense as we speak, they are not. They are not a great offensive team. Now their offense is picked up because Karis LeVert has found his jumper, which he hasn't had all year. Which when people say they don't have a bench, they didn't have a bench. But if Karis LeVert is playing like he is right now, then they do have a bench.
So is this
playmaking and scoring.
So
go ahead, Max.
So does this make LeVert a secondary threat we have to keep an eye on?
Well, I think it's the third perimeter threat because there's Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Then he comes off the bench.
Mitchell's the primary threat, right?
Garland
is the second threat. Who's the third threat?
Garland. Garland averages 20 and 10, I believe. Something like that. Something close to those numbers. So those are the two things. So in that series, I do believe it might be a bad matchup for Josh Hart. In my opinion, you have those two quick, shifty guards. Coming down the stretch, we might have to. Hopefully, Tibbs sees this, but we might have to rely on IQ and Grimes, along with Brunson to close out games. RJ might not even be out there as well.
Interesting to note, Cavs will not have Danny Green, Raul Neto. They might not have Isaac Okoro or Jarrett Allen on Friday. The latter two are listed as doubtful.
Are we playing them on Friday?
Yes.
Hold on. Let me check. I'd have to look. Because, it's probably still a long way from right now. And you have to check what they're out for. Danny Green wasn't going to play regardless. He hasn't played but a few minutes. Raul Neto is the backup point guard on that team. Because, Rubio's on that team. So he's the third playmaker. Karis LeVert initiates a lot. And Jared Allen might be out. I guess. Yeah, Jared Allen might be out.
Hey, you said Rubio. Is Rubio healthy?
Yeah, he's healthy right now. He gives solid minutes. but he's not like a world changer. But he gives solid minutes. I believe.
No, I already know what it is. I mean, you really don't have to really worry about him too much scoring.
Their team is very top heavy, but
Hmm
I think we match up pretty well with them, especially if Randle can get into the teeth of the defense and put Mobley in foul trouble. Because once they do that, then Garland and and Donovan Mitchell are barbecue chicken in terms of defense.
hmm
With like those two 7-footers, they're rangy, long, athletic. Those guys are the reasons why they're an elite defense. And a little bit of Okoro. Okoro is a really good defender.
Oh
And
yeah, he's very solid.
I give JB Bickerstaff credit for that defense as well.
Mhm.
Is Jamie Biggerstaff Bernie's son or brother?
Yes, son.
Ah.
You know, if the Knicks beat Cleveland this Friday, we will be 3-1 against them this season.
Yeah, I mean, it shows we matched up well with them. And I think the first game we actually did lose to them earlier this year was in Cleveland, and we were up 8 in the fourth quarter. And then they just went on a barrage of 3-point shooting.
Yeah, that was the night. Who
Kevin
was it?
Love game.
Kevin Love and what's the other guy name? The 6'10" dude. No, the 6'10".
No. Dean Wade.
Yeah, Dean Wade. Yeah, they had career nights.
If we play that same type of defense, you might see Chetty Osman do that though.
Well, we have to play the kind of defense we had in the rematch in late November, early December-ish.
Yeah, I want to say we played good defense, but they also missed a lot of shots. Like a lot. They missed a ton.
Then again, it's rare these days that a team gets a win with only a double-digit score.
Yeah, one double-digit score, that was the game.
I mean, both teams collectively only score in the double digits.
I think that was right after the Mavs game where we lost. We got blown out, and according to Ian Begley, Tibbs was on the hot seat for that game. So if he would have lost that game, he possibly might have been fired.
That's what right that right there is when we made the 9-man adjustment. Am I correct?
Correct. We immediately took Cam out of the rotation.
Made a lot of adjustments.
I think Mitch was injured at that point, wasn't he? So we rely more on Sims.
I think so. Yeah, you're correct. I think
was Mitch hurt at the time?
I believe so, yeah. He was.
I think so. It's like the season went by pretty quick. I mean, it felt like a marathon, but when you get to the end of it,
it's like a race to the end.
Now it's
a full off sprint.
Right. How? I'm trying to think. Do you think? Okay. How long of a series do you think it's going to be against the Cleveland Cavaliers in either direction?
Oh, I think we can get them in 6. I was talking to my son about it Saturday.
You think we can get them in 6? Okay.
I think
in which direction, Mitch? I know the pessimist in you wants to come out. So.
Yeah, please. Let him go. Let him loose so we can die him down quick.
I think he's going to say Cavs in 6.
I'll say us in 6, but barely.
It's going to like I can see I can see it. I can see it in both ways. I can see us winning in 6, and I can see us losing in 6. Solely dependent on the play of Mitchell Robinson and the decision making of Tibbs.
Tin Man.
Yeah, which is.
I'd rather see the Knicks beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 because I feel like the deeper
you're confident.
Do
you want us, or do you think we're going to do that?
I think he said want.
I'm not high in confidence that they're going to win in 5. I would like to see them try to beat Cleveland.
Hold on, let Are
Because I
they?
feel like
Are the Sixers tanking? Hold on.
no.
Not really. I
I
mean, they're
feel
already
like
in the
I feel
postseason.
like the longer the first
They did
round
lose by
goes,
5 to
the
I guess,
more
the
They-
Hold on a
dangerous
second. Hold on a
Cleveland
second. Hold on a
gets.
second. We can't talk over each other now.
Yeah. My bad.
You good? You finish your statement, Adam? I'm sorry.
I personally don't know if the Knicks can beat Cleveland in 5. That my preference is I like to see them win the series in 5.
Mm.
But I feel like the longer the first round goes, the more dangerous Cleveland gets.
Mm.
I
was
can see
gonna.
that logic.
Oh yeah. I mean,
The way Cleveland is.
that's fair to say. And as series go longer, Tibbs is kind of averse to adjusting as much. So
Mhm.
Case in point with Atlanta 2 years ago.
yeah.
You keep bringing up Atlanta, bro.
I mean,
That was
it's fair to say, kind of, Corley, because like it took us like 3 games to figure out to put Randle on a different part of the court so he can get the ball.
I mean, yeah, but also too, 2 years ago we had some horrible shooters around us as well. You know what I'm saying?
We're not a great shooting team right now.
But compared to 2 years ago, come on now, fam. Let's nah. I'm not gonna go with that. I'm not gonna buy that. I
I
mean,
mean, we are like shooting 24th in the league, like from the field, period. So,
I have more confidence in this team than I did 2 years ago.
oh yeah, for sure. There's more talent on this team for sure, and the players we did have got better. Like Mitch got better, IQ got better,
Thank you.
RJ relatively got better,
If I could
even
use,
Randall got better.
And not only that, but you know what I'm saying, this young team, that young team, like you said, got better compared to, Cleveland's young team, which how much playoff experience do they have outside of maybe Jaron Allen, three out of the starting 5?
I mean, the only one that has like any real playoff experience on that team is Donovan Mitchell
Exactly.
in terms of winning a playoff series. Now, maybe
Mhm.
one of the vets on there have
yeah,
the belt.
probably Rubio.
And who
Not
has
not even Rubio. Not even Rubio.
and who has playoff experience on the Knicks?
Remember, Rubio spent most of his time on Minnesota, and they weren't going to the playoffs. Then they went to Utah, and I believe he got
And
hurt
on
there.
the Knicks side, who has playoff experience?
Tom Thibodeau,
And
Tom
the
Thibodeau, but none of the players in the roster have
Derrick
playoff
Rose.
experience.
Derrick Rose, hold on a second. Julius Randle,
Derrick
RJ
Rose
Barrett,
and Brunson.
RJ Barrett, and Brunson. You know what I'm saying?
RJ Barrett doesn't have playoff
But in
experience.
terms of
Are
winning
you
a playoff
serious?
series,
No, he does not have NBA. He doesn't have NBA playoff experience.
in terms
So
of
he wasn't.
winning a
So
playoff
he.
series, the
I'm
only
sorry.
guy that has experience in the last 10 years is Derrick Rose and Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
And hold on, and Brunson. And Brunson.
Hold on a second, Adam. I have to. I have, so you just trying to say that whole time that RJ was out there for those 5 games, even though he wasn't stellar, you know what I'm saying, he doesn't have any experience, so he doesn't understand how the playoffs work.
I'm sure he does, but for him to actually play in the playoffs, he doesn't have that much experience.
I'm gonna say this, fellas, and this is for the chat too as well. I mean, and I'm not the biggest RJ. I
Yeah,
cheer for
Adam, you killing
RJ.
me right now, bro. You killing me
Yeah,
right now. How you gonna say
yeah.
that man don't have playoff experience and that man played in the playoffs? And
That's
he
my
played
point.
more than 30 minutes. He played
RJ?
more than yeah, he
On what
played more than
team?
30 minutes a game. Yes, and he played more than 30 minutes a game in the playoffs.
What
We
team
saw him.
was he playing on?
What?
What team did RJ played on that he was playing in the playoffs?
Adam, you
The
you
Knicks.
missing it, bro. Adam, you sound really whack right
The
now, bro.
Knicks never been to the playoffs in years when RJ was here.
Yes, he
Adam,
has.
hold on, Lee. Adam. Hey, relax, bro. Something going on. You missing it, man. You missing it. Hey, we ain't about to argue about this. This ain't something that we about to argue over. This sounds this is whack, bro. We saw the dude. I saw the dude play in 2 playoff games with my own eyes for the Knicks. And everybody in the chat knows that RJ Barrett played for the Knicks in the playoffs. I don't even know where you're going with this. Relax, bro. Let Lee finish his point. Go ahead, Lee.
No, see, my point is what I'm trying to get to with RJ Barrett, and you know, and a lot of people do not like RJ Barrett, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not the sexiest Nick, but I think RJ Barrett's gonna be the X factor in this particular series. I honestly feel like RJ Barrett is gonna totally step his game up, just for the fact that he's been more efficient now. And also, too, you got to think, fellas, the playoff game, when the playoffs start, the game slows down. So do you not understand this young man is going to pick his spots to where he's going to attack this team, especially cats like Isaac Okoro. Who else plays the three? Karis LeVert. You know what I'm saying? Those are good matchups, I feel, for RJ Barrett. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we always are looking from the outside in at our own team instead of looking at what we have right here. You understand, gentlemen?
Yep.
You got to give this young man credit. You know what I'm saying? He's not in the NBA for no reason.
It's the polarizing thing about RJ is because even when RJ plays great, it doesn't look great because it doesn't splash out. And when he looks bad, he looks terrible. So that's the thing that makes it so polarizing about him. Because
I mean,
even
that's
when he played, even like
but
if you look at his last
hold on a second, Dre. But that's opinionated though. If you understand what I'm saying, your point. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I was gonna even add on a little bit to it.
Go ahead. I apologize.
Over the last 5-6 games, he's shooting like well over 50%, but you wouldn't know it because of the way it looks on the court and the way people talk about him. You wouldn't think he's shooting 50.
Well, the key word is what you just said. Talks about it.
I mean, there's some things that are transferable skills that people try to use the eye test to project the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, for example, this.
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with it, but you can see on the court that Grimes is more fluid and he has ability and he can dribble with the ball and plays defense at a high level. So you can use the eye test to try to predict who's better in the long term or who's better right now. But
but also too, Dale, look at the role that this young man plays. You know what I'm saying? When he's in attack, he's basically he's been told to just attack.
Yeah. Tibbs uses him as a battering ram. So
exactly. So yeah, and you don't think that he can't batter his way through Cleveland?
I'm not gonna say he will. It's dependent on how they call the game.
Okay, and then
it's dependent if they do call fouls because like a lot of guys on this team, not a lot of guys, but a few guys on this team, we struggle with length. So if the refs call it ticky-tacky and Mobley is kind of mitigated a little bit, then have at it. Like then we should be fine. But
see my point.
It's dependent if they let the physicality go.
And that's what happens in the playoffs.
Right.
You know, I've been watching the playoffs for over 40 years. You understand what I'm saying? And now they have the best of the best out there during the playoffs. You know, like you're not going to see like the last 3 or 4 games. Those refs will never see the playoffs. They'd be lucky if they get a contract next year. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So you all got to factor all that in there. You know, they're gonna let they're gonna let these men play. And the fact that we are so physical, gentlemen, is the whole point of what I'm trying to make a point.
But there's a pushback on this.
Okay.
As long as you've been watching the NBA, strong players get penalized for being strong. They let weaker players get away with a lot, even more in the playoffs.
We saying today's date or period?
I'm saying period in NBA history.
I disagree.
Have you hold on? Corey Lee. Have you seen the maulings that Shaq got by smaller
That's my
players?
point.
But they didn't call
That's
it.
my point. Okay, then so you don't.
That's not good. That's not good. It's not
Wow,
good for us.
but they have called it.
Nah,
Shaq.
Shaq, I don't. I disagree with you, Lee. Shaq literally got fouled on every play. They could have legit every time Shaq caught the ball in the post, they could have called foul on the other team. Because your job as a post defender is to not give post position.
No resistance. You're supposed to have resistance.
But when you are overwhelmed, down low, and you're a post defender, your main thing is to push back. And as soon as you start pushing back against the immovable, are you fouling? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that just to pick a side one way or the other. I think I'm saying it because I want to make sure, I want to ensure that people understand. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Cleveland matchup, right? For one, I say let's beat Miami Wednesday, and then you know what I'm saying. Then I worry about the playoffs, right? Because once we beat Miami Wednesday, we got to play Cleveland Friday. And in that game Friday, when we play Cleveland, we'll have more data because it's a playoff preview.
Exactly.
Right? I wanted to point out
basically, it's like you just said, it's a litmus test. You know what I'm saying? Because both of those teams are very physical.
But they're physical in different ways, right? So the Knicks are physical from the perimeter all the way through, and we're not physical with a big in the paint. And Cleveland is finesse on the perimeter and has physical guys from the 3, 4, and 5. So we're physical in different ways. So it's not going to look like Ron Lyle and George Foreman in the ring banging on each other. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to look like two big heavyweights clubbing it out. It's not going to look like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. What it's going to look like is the Knicks, Jalen Brunson, Grimes, RJ, Randle, Hart. All those guys are physical players, right? And even though Mitch is an athlete, he's not a dominant force down low offensively. If you discount offensive rebounds, which comes and goes depending on the type of game that we play, right? Like you can't depend on offensive rebounds when RJ Barrett's not driving to the basket. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? And then plus also the thing about Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley, they're not big monsters. These dudes are lean athletes that play a physical style, which sometimes leads them to get into foul trouble, especially when dudes get into their chest. When they recover from weeks, for instance, RJ Barrett going directly at Jarrett Allen is a problem for both players. I think both of them be neutralized. Where RJ gets neutralized is when he goes at Jarrett Allen and then somebody comes from weak side to attempt to block his shot.
Bingo.
That's where our issue come in with RJ. But in terms of Jarrett Allen being a Shaq down low, is no. He's a leaper. He's a Mitchell Robinson.
I agree.
And Evan Mobley is a Chris Bosh type in the making, right? He's not as good as Chris Bosh was in his second year. Chris Bosh in his second year was way better than Evan Mobley, in my mind. Because Chris Bosh had a jumper.
I think that their ceilings are gonna.
They're
gonna be on the scene when they get to.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that a little bit. I think ultimately Evan.
Repeat that again. Repeat that again. Dre, please. I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. I was gonna say, like, I think the ceilings are similar, but like Freezie said, they might not, because Chris Bosh at his peak was a 25 point per game guy carrying an offense.
And I think when Chris Bosh went to Miami, he subdued all of that stuff to be a guy. Now, I don't think Evan Mobley is going to ever subdue his high upside. I think he'll probably surpass what Chris Bosh did and get into that Anthony Davis type conversation. But we'll see how healthy he stays over, in these next 3, 4,
We're talking
or
about
5
from
years.
a talent perspective.
From
Wow,
that's
better.
that's what I'm getting
all
at
right,
there,
all right.
And so, but in terms of this playoff series against Cleveland, if we play them, I mean, who knows? We might get Philly, like JJ said. We may get Philly because Philly's hurt. But either way, what a Knicks fan should consider is who is going to guard Randle. That's key. Because if they start Mobley on, or say they start Okoro on him and have Evan Mobley lurk, you know what I'm saying? You know how you know what's going to happen in the playoffs. They're going to put a quicker defender on Randle, and then bring a dominant weak side shot blocker so Randle can't get his stuff off at the rim. Now,
or Freezie.
Hold on, let me. I got you. I just want to point. I want to point out a thing just real quick. But it's key to Randle. When the lurker is there, you don't have to make the lurker commit. Let him lurk, right? Just get the ball out of your hands quick. But guys got to knock down shots. My bad, Dre.
I was gonna say, or whoever is going to guard RJ, they might put Mobley on Randle. That guy's gonna stunt real hard to trap. Like, they need to put RJ on the weak side away from Randle whenever Randle isolates, no matter what.
Right.
Because whoever's checking RJ is going to cheat no matter what. RJ could hit 10 threes in a game.
Because
they're gonna cheat. Right. So they're gonna cheat, and they're gonna immediately trap to get the ball up out of his hands. And they're gonna try. I feel like I'm predicting. I feel like they're gonna try to force everything to run through Brunson with Okoro on him.
I agree with you on that. And here's the thing I wanted to bring up earlier about the RJ point. I don't think RJ Barrett is a guy that can't shoot. RJ Barrett is a guy, like when y'all were talking about it, RJ Barrett is a dude that's inconsistent. The shooting is there, but it comes and goes. And what you can do is, instead of taking my word for it, you can listen to RJ Barrett's game log. Like in the month of March, RJ Barrett is shooting 46.6% from the field and 25% from three, right? February, 40% from the floor, 28% from three, right? January, 45%. See how it went high, low. You see what I'm getting at? And he shot, and then in January, he shot 36% from three. In December, he shot 46% from the floor and 42.4% from three on 5 attempts, right? But then the month before that, in December, he shot, again, 40% from the floor and 30% from three. So it's not like the dude can't do it. The dude is Jekyll and Hyde with his shot. Like the dude,
he might win you a playoff game with his jumper.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say RJ Barrett can win you a playoff series, because if it's the 46 and 35% RJ, that's what we can take that, and we can win a series, right? If Brunson is Brunson, if Randle is Randle, and if RJ does that, I think we can knock off a team. But if Brunson is Brunson and Randle, and we get the opposite RJ, then RJ Barrett can probably lose us a series.
And then if you're not getting that, Tibbs needs to be able to pivot to
Josh Hart,
IQ or
Grimes, IQ. Yep.
Honestly, I'm thinking this might be a rough series for Josh Hart,
though.
Them two quick shifty guards, you know Tibbs is gonna put them on him, especially if Brunson's out there.
Yeah,
they're gonna put Brunson on Okoro or something like that, and then they're gonna try to run that man Hart through a billion screens, and you know he can't keep up with them little guards.
Yeah, he can't stay in front of him without the screen. He's not gonna. He can't guard Donovan
either
Mitchell,
screen or without the screen. Like,
yeah,
because if he's in a trailing position, he's so much bigger. He can't pull up, and he's just gonna foul.
Yeah,
or they're just gonna
it's gonna be like Jenga. It's gonna be House of Cards.
Oh wow!
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. I was hoping that we had the discussion about the Miami Heat on for Wednesday night. This Houston Rockets game, bro. The one thing I take away from this game is that Grimes continued to look super confident, even though everybody else was cooking. Everybody think about everybody else cooking, and Grimes still scored. I think was Grimes the leading scorer in the second half. Grimes might have been the leading scorer in the second half. Or Obi, one of them.
It was Obi.
One of them, yeah.
I think it was Obi. Obi got going.
Yeah.
They get him an extended burn in the fourth quarter because he got out of hand.
He had like 19 minutes.
And then I was happy because it's probably like the second or third time all year Randle didn't play in the fourth.
I was glad to see that too, bro. By the way,
so was I. I mean, if I may,
yeah. Corey Lee is the boss, bro.
I think it's about time that at least to some level, the 10-man got his head out of his ass and realized grinding these players down, especially against young, up and coming, but still heavily flawed and crap teams like the Rockets, not a smart move. This is a rest game for guys like Randle, RJ, and most of the starting five.
I kind of agree, man.
Yep.
It should have been. And to be fair, like, in the other games, they were too close for comfort, so we couldn't even afford to do that. I think we were up like 15 going to the fourth, and then we just blew the doors off. I believe so.
Like 12, I believe.
Oh, all right. So,
Dre, just on a side note, I think I figured it out. The OBS stuff. I think I figured it out. So I think, but before I spend that $20, I'm gonna make sure that thing be working. But anyway, hey, I agree with you, bro. I like the fact that you can rest guys. This is what I've been pounding on the table for since January. I think you have to manage guys because everybody needs like a mental siesta. Like you can't be stressed all the time. And not saying that stress is something that we can't avoid, but what I'm getting at is I would have been okay if Randle just sat the whole game, right? I know Randle was cooking though.
Mm-hmm.
I know Randle was cooking, but in this game where I'd have been okay with, I think we just still. I think if it was Quickley and Obi, I think we still beat the Rockets. And Randle gets like 6 days off. Yeah, and Randle gets 6 days off, fully rested against the Rocket. Coming back against Miami.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just hope he doesn't blow his stack again like he did last week.
I think he learned his lesson.
I'm pretty sure that what I'm saying. He's seen the oh my God, I can't think of the word. I think he's seeing what the backlash of his transgressions. So
right.
And what I'm saying, and he sees how he affects the team and how it affected the team. Period. You know what I'm saying? Even in the wins and losses.
Lee, I'm gonna tell you something, man, about Randle and these wins and losses. Right, I'm gonna put the wins and losses on one particular stat, and if it were not for this stat, bro, I think the Knicks don't have a 3-game losing streak. Randle is not getting his big rump on the boards.
Yep.
You look at his game log for the last few weeks. Look at how the dude went from averaging 11.7 rebounds at the turn of the year. I think it's 11.7, 11.8. To today, it's 10.1.
We only got 4 tonight.
Right.
Well, he wasn't really needed like that tonight, but those last few games, those were the games, especially the Miami game and the game before last.
Right. You know what that come from, though, Lee? Right. You know what that come from?
No.
For one, we're not making teams miss. Right, we're not making teams miss. Even tonight, the Rockets shot 48% or something.
Yeah, 48.3.
Yeah, they shot 40.
Yep. That's crazy.
Is that not ridiculous? Is that not ridiculous, bro? A lottery team, we let a lottery team shoot 48%.
I think the also ridiculous thing is they let IQ shoot 14 for 18.
Yeah.
14 for 17 for a minute too.
Yeah,
missed one of the last shots or something.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just say this real quick because I want to talk to y'all about Randle rebounding thing, right? For the month of March, Julius Randle is averaging 8 rebounds.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good at all.
For the month of February, Randle averaged 8.8 rebounds.
He used to dig down and steal boards, and now he's not even doing it. He's just like ball watching. But I feel like that might have to do with him getting tired.
That's true,
bro. That's what I'm saying, because he started the year. He started out this season averaging 9 rebounds, right? And then in November, he averaged 8 rebounds. And then in December, he got his rump on the boards and was averaging 11.4. In January, he averaged 13.7 rebounds a game for the month of January.
And the biggest thing to notice when Randle gets tired, he starts ball watching.
Yep.
When he's tired, he's just suspected. He's just off his face, waiting for the ball to come to him. Like, he's not pursuing basketballs, or even on offense, he's not even pursuing the plays or committing to picks when he's tired. That is
right.
When he's juiced up, ready to go, he does everything at 100%.
Right.
When the battery goes down towards the end of games, and it's happening more often now because he's getting tired toward the end of the season.
Right, and Matt, you know what? Matt, you know what else too, Matt? Here's the thing that you can notice, right? When Randle has legs, he's dunking on people. When Randle doesn't have legs, he's going to the rim and absorbing contact, and he's not getting an and one, and he's complaining to the refs.
Right.
There is a clear this or that in this Randle thing. Is when he's fresh, he's dunking on the other team's best player. When he's not fresh, he's complaining to the refs because he can't finish.
Or just playing
Randle should be playing. Randle should be playing 31, 32 minutes a night, just like Giannis.
Yeah.
Giannis doesn't clear 35 in the regular season.
But like what you were saying, Freezie, going back into those when he was averaging double digits rebounds and everything like that.
Right.
Let's go back to that, because now I need you to look at what Brunson was doing back in those months, where he could take a back seat and his scoring wasn't relied upon as much when this, what I'm saying, for him to attack the basket or like that, what I'm saying, where he can kind of sit back and play and grab more boards and those things. You know what I mean?
Like, he's much more of a focal point of the offense when Brunson's out.
When Brunson's in the game, Brunson was more. At that point in the season, Brunson was smoking hot.
Right.
Smoking hot.
My thing too, Lee, though, is part of that too is this is Brunson and Randle's first year together. And you don't see Jalen Brunson. When's the last time you saw Jalen Brunson set up Julius Randle for 4 easy baskets in the same game?
Never.
Right? Is that Jalen Brunson's fault, or is that a product of the offense?
Some of both.
Part of that is the quarterback gets the credit for touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? So when people look at assist totals, the first thing they do is, well, what's the point guard doing? Right. Whether it's fair or not. And so
they don't take into account that the wide receiver made like an acrobatic one-handed catch on a bad ball.
Right.
Or broke down the defensive coverage and took it all the way to the house.
Or he ran a bad route. The quarterback gets picked off. It's a pick six going the other way. Right. That's what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is not that it's Brunson's facilitating. What I'm getting at is it's their first year playing together. That's the point that I was making with that. You got to give them time to get that chemistry and synergy. But think about, when's the last time you saw Jalen Brunson have a connection with any Knick where he got them 3 or 4 easy baskets during the game, like broke something down, and you had a feeling a like 2-man game
catch and shoot.
And
shoot.
Maybe twice.
It's rare, but the only time you see that is like maybe on the rare chances that Mitch gets like 2-3 lives in a game or something.
Exactly. But I mean, considering, it's funny that you brought that up. Freezie.
You see it with Randle and Grimes all the time, though.
Yeah.
But that's that 2-man game that Randle had in his bag for 3 years. Like he could do that in sleep.
Right.
But he did that with also Bullock too.
He did it with Bullock. He did it with RJ 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So yeah, man. So I'm not saying that there's anything wrong. I'm saying like when all of us like when Mets and everybody, when we look at the game and we see certain things, what I'm saying is we see like the obvious stuff. Sometimes we don't speak to it. We don't speak to the fact that there is no pick and roll chemistry between Jalen Brunson and Mitchell Robinson. I saw Brunson throw him the lob the other night, and when I woke up 7 hours later, because I fainted, it was so rare, I fainted on the spot. I was like, Brunson threw Mitch the lob? Okay. You know what I'm saying? So some of that's now. Am I saying that Brunson's a bad point guard? No, that's not what I'm saying. Because the Knicks score a lot of points, man. We scored a lot of points tonight without Brunson. We score a lot of points. This is an offensive team, and I think going into that thing, going into this series against Cleveland, I think Cleveland is going to have to be on their guard, because I'll say this: Cleveland can't beat us if both of their guards don't light it up. If they don't get the best out of Garland and Spider in the same game, and I don't care if Spider go for 50, if Garland go for like 14, we win. In my mind,
it's dependent on if Karis LeVert shows up too.
And I think we have something for Karis LeVert.
Exactly, and I think you put too much proponents on Karis LeVert.
Karis LeVert is good though. He's hot right now, bro. Right?
He's very hot right now, but he's up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
But right now he's very, very up. He's averaging 20.
Yeah, he balling right now. But what I'm getting at though is I think we have a good defense for jumbo guards is what I'm saying. What I'm worried about is Darius Garland lined up in front of Jalen Brunson, or Jalen Brunson in front of Darius. I'm worried about that. I'm concerned.
Oh God! When we play that, we're gonna have Brunson on Okoro, and teams have slowly start to figure out how to attack Brunson with even with non-shooters.
Yeah,
they try to like isolate him indirectly on a weak side by himself.
Yeah,
and
even the Minnesota power. What's the Minnesota power forward name?
Jaden McDaniels.
Yes, you remember they ISO'd him on Brunson,
and they did dummy actions on one side. So like we would get confused, and then they would just give him the ball and let him attack the rim immediately.
Even when he stretched the lead from 5. Remember they were up 3. I'm sorry, they were up 1. Up 2, and he pushed off Brunson and knocked Brunson down. Yeah, I remember that, the push off on Brunson. We knew that was a foul, and then he made the jump shot.
Yep.
Even then, you're like, why is Jalen Brunson being ISO'd by a backup power forward?
Well, I'm gonna give Jalen some credit. That's the good Jalen brother. The other one is
Jaden. You don't like Jaden in Charlotte?
Nah, he got traded to the Sixers, by the way. But the one in Minnesota is way better.
Yeah.
That's the younger one. Am I correct?
Yeah, the younger one is way better.
Yeah, he is a lot more talented.
And he's grown as the season is going on. Like they're letting him show a little bit of his offensive game as the season is going on. He's developing a bit of a bag, but it's not crazy great. But he has physical advantages over Brunson, which is like I can put the ball on the floor and get to a spot faster than you, and I'm totally so.
I think
you're gonna have to foul me to stop me.
I think Brunson was just hurt though. I don't think he should have played in that game too. By the way, is the reason
I agree.
Why he's limited.
I agree.
Limited. And listen, in DMs, Dre at Mets. Listen, people DM me on Instagram like, "Yo, why you always making excuses for Brunson?" And I'm like, "Where you been?" Because at the beginning of the season, people said I hated Brunson. Yeah, like where you been? Like it's either one or the other. Like I can't hate Brunson and love Brunson at the same time.
People don't understand that being objective. When you're objective, you can change your opinion with new information.
Right.
Yeah.
So like you might get called a lover or hater of someone just depending on when they see it, but
Right.
they're following along. You call a spade a spade.
I think Instagram sends people $5 every time somebody send me a hate DM. It's Instagram giving people $5 every time somebody send me a hate DM on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, yo, every time I see the little red dot, I'm like, oh shit.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Uncle Freezie. Why this? Why that? Man, come on, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's always something. Why you and AD always talk about boxing? Why you and Mets always talk about Mets and we supposed to be talking about Knicks? Man, relax, bro. We talking sports. Relax.
Period.
Relax.
Period.
Yeah, man. Cool out. And we like Mets, by the way. I like rocking with Mets, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Cats complaining. Y'all up there talking about David Peterson. Relax, bro. Relax. We here for like 3 hours, bro. Relax, right?
I'm gonna hit the sack soon anyway.
Sure.
Good night, young man.
All right, boss. Yeah, man. All right, boss. Yeah, man.
So, I mean, I know we should be talking about Miami, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just being premature, and forgive me for that, but I can't help it. You know what I'm saying? I like this team. I like where we're going with this team.
I thought you was getting ready to do Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Nah,
all I heard was I like, and I didn't know where you was going.
No, but for real though, I can't, man. This is like you know how you look forward to something. This is like Christmas for me. Like this is the one thing, and also to prove a point to everybody else who was hell bent on getting Donovan Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that we stood pat. You know, and it speaks a lot for our management. This is big for our management more so than anything.
Right.
So we'll see.
Okay. How do you like Trevor Kills?
Trevor,
how you like Trevor Kills?
I remember we let him go, but we actually signed him.
Yeah. You know, we let him go and nothing happened. He like never even.
Nobody even.
Yeah.
Nobody swooped up and take him. Wow. I wonder why. I thought he was great.
Man.
That's unearthed talent right there. It's gold.
I'm laughing because this is a shot at back at management.
Don't laugh, Lee. He gonna lead us to the finals.
Yeah, he gonna lead us to the finals, bro. He's our Taylor Horton Tucker.
Oh Lord.
He is our Taylor Horton Tucker, bro.
We
signed Daquan Jeffries. I'm thinking about it.
I don't even know why, bro.
We signed him for multiple years. I don't know if it's fully guaranteed or anything like that, but he's gonna be here next year, or at least 2 training camp.
Is he trade bait?
Oh, he's got to be. He's got to be.
Trade bait for what? He's not worth anything.
I know.
I mean, but a filler.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, but the thing is, when you talk about us making big deals, we talk about percentages. He's not making no money, so he's not even gonna be a filler for nothing.
I mean, he's like the butter on top of a sandwich. You know what I mean?
He's like crumbs that fall off the sandwich.
Wow.
Yeah. I
was gonna.
And when they signed him, he was injured.
What?
Yes.
We playing 4D chess, man. He's gonna be very healthy to play with us next year.
Okay. While everybody else playing 2D checkers, I got you.
You're funny.
I got you.
Oh God.
Yeah, man. No lie, man. I just can't figure. I just can't figure this thing out with the backside of the roster. Like, what do you need with Kills, Hart, Jeffries, Grimes? Like, why do you need so many of the same type player when the ones that you use are ultimately not super impactful? Your super impactful players are Quickley, who's basically a prototype combo guard, right? And Brunson, who is a prototype point guard, not in size, but in everything else.
If he was taller, he'd be a combo guard. But
yeah, I mean,
he's a point guard because he's 5'10".
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah.
So
pretty much.
I think our roster construction kind of has to do with Tibbs' preferences, as you mentioned before. Tibbs loves 6'5" and under guards that can navigate screens and play defense.
Yeah, I think it's because he sees the future, right? But it's like Doc Brown and Back to the Future. You can understand how to get to the future, and you can understand how the future works, right?
But you can't put the pieces all the way together.
But he can't control it, bro. He can't control it. You notice that when you watch Back to the Future, it's all about I'm able to get there. I understand what it is. But then when my man got there, he was like, "Hey, wait a minute. My mama is trying to kiss me." Doc Brown didn't see that. My mom got a crush on me. What? So it's like I think Tibbs understands. I think Tibbs understands where the NBA is going and how to be prepared for it. But I just Tibbs, basketball is a tall man sport, basically, bro. The taller you are, the more chances you're gonna get. Except for the Knicks, the shorter you are.
The basketball is the taller you can be and still being able to do small man things. That's basically basically every team that has physical advantages. It's the taller guys doing little man things.
Yep.
To the smallest degree, which is why Durant is so great, which is why LeBron is so great.
Giannis,
which is why Luka is so great.
Embiid,
Kawhi.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, when's the last time? The last time there was a dominant league MVP 6'3" and under was Steph Curry. That was what, like 5 years ago?
And he had to be the best on the planet at something specific.
But he was shooting also too. He was knocking down the ball like phenomenally.
I mean, but that's the thing. Like, he had to be the greatest shooter of all time too.
And all Joel Embiid had to do was just be the best amongst his peers for him to get into the MVP conversation. You feel me?
Yeah.
Lee, I know you probably got a bunch of topics that you want to talk about, but I want to ask you this.
Go ahead, bro.
If the Knicks get Philly, say the Knicks get Philly, say they get Philly or Cleveland, whichever, whoever, no matter, and they win, they show you what they can do. They show you that another team's mismatches is not a problem for them. Do you think we can put the Knicks into championship conversation this year with this team? What would this 15-man roster have to do for 28 games or less in order to be the NBA champs? Like, what would you have to see from this roster for 28 games after the season over in order for this Knicks team to be a championship? Derek Gregory Castillo read my mind. Good night, everybody. Gregory Castillo hit my brain.
I was gonna say, like, if we shoot the three ball, like you saw when we went on that win streak, because we shoot the three ball at 40%, and if we're doing that, you're not gonna win. Like, if the Knicks shoot anywhere near 40% in a game, you're not going to win because you're not going to win the possession battle. You're not going to win the turnover battle. You're not going to win on the glass.
Right.
And the reason why we lose games is because we don't shoot at a high clip. That's literally it. And when
Or
we
knock
do,
them down. No, knock them down at a high clip.
yeah, same
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
So
right.
it's like when we do that, we're almost impossible to beat if our defense, of course, picks up. Well, we have the capability to play good defense. It's just people are tired or hurt. So
Yeah, I'm gonna say this, bro, to that, Lee. I'm gonna say this because there are a bunch of narratives, right? A
Cool.
bunch of narratives will be debunked, right? So here it is. If the Knicks knock down the three at a reasonable clip, like 38%, I think we can contend for the NBA championship for our NBA championship. I think because what happens is Tom Thibodeau is going to be prepared for every game, right? But I don't think he's armed with the things to get him to a championship, right? If the Knicks knock down the three reasonably, and I'm not talking about Randle and Brunson either. I'm not talking about Randle getting hot from three or Brunson. Let them shoot whatever they shoot. If Randle shoot 35, 36%, whatever.
You're
If
talking
Brunson
about
shooting 40, 41%, I'm talking about all of a sudden
Brown.
Quentin Grimes is a threat from three.
Yeah.
And RJ Barrett is a threat from three, right? And don't let Hartenstein knock down one or two threes a game, that corner three or that straight on three. Now this floor is so stretched out that the Brunson burner is activated and you can't double team it. And now now Julius Randle is not going to be presented with a lurker, because if you lurk off of RJ and he can knock it down at 35, 36, 37%, all of a sudden you can't send the lurker because now it's pick your poison. And I think in the pick your poison scenario, I think the Knicks win against any team in the NBA in the pick your. And I'm talking about any team. I'm talking about Cleveland, Philly, Milwaukee, Boston, because those guys, they also have the pick your poison, but they're role players. In my mind, I don't see Luke Kennard being better than Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickley. Right? I don't see Malcolm Brogdon being better than Emmanuel Quickley and Josh Hart. Right? I just don't see where a Karis LeVert can consistently be better. He's going to be better than them at least one or two nights. But for 7 games, I don't see it.
I don't see it at all. That's what I was trying to explain to Dre. I was like, no.
Right. I just don't see a team being able to guard Jalen Brunson and defend the three and shut down Randle all in one game. I think it's impossible. Don't let the Knicks shoot 40% from three. Don't let us go, say, 20 for 50 or something crazy, like some crazy number. Like we legit go out here bombs away. You know what I'm saying? Don't let us be like, what would be a more reasonable number? A more reasonable number would be like what 20 for 50
Knicks?
is 40%, right?
Yeah.
A reasonable number for the Knicks would be to shoot league average, which is like 35.5% or something like that.
No, I'm talking about the number of threes.
Oh, the number of
threes.
Yeah, the number of threes.
Like 4. Like
it depends, man, because sometimes teams will try to throw junk defenses at you where they're trapping. Like if you saw, I think, a game before against Miami Heat, they were trapping a lot, so we took a ton of threes.
Yeah,
made some, but if it depends. If they trap before the screen or hedge super hard, then we're gonna take 40 to 50 threes, maybe.
Right.
Depending. But if they're not, and Brunson gets to where he wants to get to, and Randle gets to where he wants to get to, and it's a lot of isolation basketball and RJ's driving, then we're going to take less threes. But it depends on how we manufacture it, which is, I don't want to keep going, but it's just kind of like when you mentioned the pick your poison thing, that would be on us deciding to change our game and make it a pick your poison type of game, whereas other teams like the Bucks on a night to night, they could make it so, oh, we're gonna just destroy you in the paint the entire time
Right.
because we have Giannis. Or if that's the case, then we have like they have like 4 or 5 guys shooting 40% from three. Then we'll just barrage you from three, leveraging Giannis, of course. So
How many threes do we average? Oh, you know what? I won't ask you that. I'll look myself. I'm sorry.
yeah, you can look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll just go to. Let me see. Go to stats, just to see how many threes we take per game, and then see if. Wait a minute. Did that just say we're a top 5 offense?
Yeah, we are.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, we are. We are, but in not the traditional sense compared to our peers that are also in the top 10. Like everyone else in the top 10, we're the only team in the top 10 that shoots a bottom third from the field. Like we're 24th from the field.
That's weird, right?
It's because we get so many rebounds and we don't turn the ball over, so that affects offensive stats. Like that skews it so much because we get so many second chances and we score off of second chances, and then we don't turn the ball over, so that kind of skews it a lot. It's like one of those things where you see how Jimmy Butler is always towards the top of the league in player rating.
Yeah.
It's because there are
Free
things that
throws.
offset. It's free throws and not turning the ball over and not fouling.
Right.
Like Jimmy Butler has 30 more steals this year than he has fouls or something like that. Which makes no sense, but because he's so physical, he has 75 fouls the entire season.
Yeah.
And he has like 100 something.
Something's up with that. That just don't balance out from watching.
But
half the league is reputation, man. Half the league is reputation.
Half it, yeah, it's reputation, bro.
Wow.
But I was gonna ask Lee this because the point that I'm making about the pick your poison, Dre, is this. I'm just gonna ask. I already know the answer. I just want to ask. It's kind of rhetorical, but I also want to get a rise out of y'all. I'm asking for S and G's, right? For S and giggles, right? Lee, where do the Knicks rank in 3-pointers taken per game?
We got to be at least in the top 5.
So you think the Knicks take the 5th most 3-pointers a game?
At least, I believe.
Dre, what do you think? What do you think the Knicks are in terms of 3-pointers per game?
If I had to guess a roundabout number, maybe like 13, 12 or something like that.
You know what I thought? I thought the Knicks were like in the bottom 20 in threes per game.
We're not. We're like top 10.
The Knicks are 8th in
Wow.
the number of threes per game.
I know,
but that leads to the fact that we get so many offensive rebounds. Like if we were to put it up to the fact like plays that never had a second chance or an offensive rebound,
right?
It would probably be skewed a different way. Because second chances also because we missed a 3 or something. So, we missed the 3, then we got another chance to shoot another 3.
Right.
Whereas if we shot well, you probably would have less attempts.
Right. And you know what it also leads to though? Yeah. It also leads to fast breaks the other way by the other team.
Yes.
And our tiny guards getting out in transition and trying to take charges and scrambling out to the corners on threes in transition. Right? Because we're this is one of the inefficient things that I speak to you. I remember all summer, Dre. Remember I talked about how people think we didn't run an offense, but we ran the pick and roll the 6th most amount of times, and we were the 26th most efficient team at it. You remember that? I talked about it all summer. I was like, Cam Reddish is going to be such and such, and Jalen Brunson is going to lead us to the playoffs because last year we ran it the 6th most amount of times, but we were terrible at it. This year,
Tim has his identity. He just doesn't adjust it to his personality. I'm going to run my same things. Yeah. You guys that play, just do it. I don't care what happens. Just do what I say.
He's trying to establish a culture. He's trying to establish some things. He's trying to establish an identity.
We're going to bludgeon you to death with pick and roll.
Right.
And isolation.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're the 8th right now. We shoot the 8th most threes, right? And we convert at the 25th best rate.
That's not good though.
That's not good, man. That's not good.
Because that's like what is it like you said 20, man, wow.
In
That's
the
not good.
chat. Put it in. Like we only make 13 threes, which is funny because 10 years ago, if you made 13 threes, you're like 1 or 2
Yeah.
in the league.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no, I got you. I understand what Castillo was saying there, but that's to the point that I'm making, that if all we have to do is convert at a higher level, we don't have to take more threes. We
Right.
take enough, bro. We take 8. Only 16 teams make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Only 8 from each conference, and we're 8. If you may do that off basically in average, that means if you put 4 in each conference, bro, we're there.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to have our shooters become makers, right?
And they're gonna have every opportunity because teams know what we want to do in terms of our isolation play.
Yeah.
And they're gonna try to take away what their best bet is, like
Right.
the engine of our offenses. So they're gonna try to take away Brunson. They're gonna try to take away Randle. If our shooters become makers, then it's just there's nothing you can do at that point. It's like the entire win streak we had is because we were shooting 40% from 3.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And we were whooping teams up 12, 13 points. I think the
Right.
average win was like 14, 15 points.
And Lee, and so this is why I'm the number 1 Chief Rocket in Knicks universe, right?
Of course.
I set up a narrative. I did all of that stuff to do, like, set up a narrative. This is what I want to approach you with. People say that stars are made in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Dre, does that sound familiar?
Yeah.
Stars are made in the playoffs, right? I
Mhm.
think going forward, you're seeing right now the emergence
I
of
already know.
the Knicks 2 players that I think are gonna make their name in the playoffs. I'm gonna say their names. One, in my opinion, is ready to be a star. You saw him tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the other is ready to be a star in a year, but he's going to start his star trajectory in this year's playoffs. And his name is Quentin Grimes. What does that say for RJ Barrett? I don't want to talk about RJ Barrett right now. This is not about RJ. It's not about Randle. It's not about Brunson. It's not about Mitch. It's not about Hartenstein. It's not about Obi. It's about these two dudes that I'm mentioning.
Not Daquan Jeffries.
No, it's not about him. It's not about Kurt Hills. It's not about John Starks. You know what I'm saying? It's not about Pat Ewing, right? So based off of like the stuff that we saying right now, right? Or the stuff that I was kind of trying to build to, all it takes for us to have an impressive showing in the playoffs is for the guys that normally carry the team do their regular stuff. We don't need we don't need Randle to average 35 and 20 rebounds. We just need Randle to average about 25 and 11. And those are insane numbers, by the way, right? Those are insane numbers, right? We just need Brunson to average about 25 and 8. Those are his normal numbers. Those are insane numbers too, by the way. We just need RJ to get 19, 4 and 4. Those are his normal numbers.
We need our role players to give us at least 10 across the board.
Right.
Not even 10. A little bit more than 10.
If Grimes continue to knock down these shots that he's knocking down right now, right? Grimes has been cooking here the last 3 games, right? Quickley has been cooking since late January, maybe?
He had a couple 1 for 8 games recently, 1 for 8, 1 for 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's he was due.
That clunker he threw out when he started against Charlotte. I totally dismissed. I totally threw that game out because of the double overtime game, 57 minutes against Boston, the game before.
No. I'm talking about within the last week. He had a couple.
Oh, okay.
Games.
Okay.
Or a little bit over a week.
Okay.
Stats. I tell you right now. Yeah, against the Miami Heat, he went 1 for 8.
Yeah.
Against the Nuggets, he went 3 for 9. Against the Timberwolves, 6 for 16.
Yeah. Yeah.
Magic 7 for 17. But he had a better game against the Magic.
So yeah, but what I'm getting at is with these young players though, bro. With these young players, if I think Quickley is going to give you 15 to 16 points a game in the playoffs. Right now, he's averaging like almost 14, right? But a guy going from 9 points a game in a regular season to 14, 15, 16 points a game is some of the stuff that's going to push us over the top. Right. Farron Hunt. Bam.
I don't even know where Farron Hunt is. He's not in the Knicks organization.
Nah, we traded him. We traded him in a G League trade. Allen Houston traded Farron Hunt.
Like he got to go.
Yeah, he was on the bench pouting. We won the game. We won. I saw it. So we beat. I think we beat somebody. It was like the third game of the season, and we beat somebody, and they cut to the thing, and everybody celebrating. He was there with his arms folded, pouting, and MSG caught it on camera, and I was like, he gone. As soon as I saw that, I was like, yeah, he gone.
He must have got the bad news.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Wiz?
What's up, Wiz?
What's up, Wiz?
I was gonna throw out a thing, right? That Tibbs also says guys are situational, and so what I'm thinking is Miles McBride is going to be super big situational, like late in games where you like with 4 seconds left on the clock and you need to stop, and Jalen Brunson is out there because he's the starter.
Lane quarters.
Yeah. I think you're going to see some. I think you're going to see Tibbs go into his coaching bag. Do I necessarily trust it? No, but if he tries it, I won't blame him. You know what I'm saying?
Not necessarily trust it.
I mean, hey man, add something different to the sauce, of course. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might need a little bit more basil.
Don't. What I'm saying to Knicks fans is, don't be afraid, bro. I think the Knicks are going to make a star in the. Somebody off of this team is going to become a star in the playoffs. Not because they're going to go into a phone booth and come back with blue pajamas and a red cape on, but because the opportunity is going to be there for them. And all they have to do is take advantage of the opportunity that's presented to them, right? Like I don't think Jalen Brunson is gonna grow 7 inches. You know what I'm saying? Or when they're playing, I just think teams are gonna focus on shutting down a team's best player, and somebody is gonna step up. And I'm confident that's gonna be Quickley and Grimes.
Not to push back on you, but I think it's gonna be RJ Barrett as well.
Oh yeah,
you think so?
I think so. I honestly do. I think this is like what you said. Stars are born. Don't be surprised if RJ Barrett steps up, because I mean, the rumblings all season long have been against him. You know what I mean? Because he's had this slow start and everything like that. This will be the perfect bounce back story for the young man. Now, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I would not be upset if either three of them, step up and become a superstar at this moment.
He'll have every opportunity to, because best believe J.D. Bickerstaff is not going to let Julius Randle and Brunson go LeBron and Kyrie in the finals against him.
Right. No, that is totally not happening. Right. And
he's gonna start doubling and tripling in them dudes.
Right. Excuse me, John. Why did I mute my microphone? I could have just muted my mic, man. My bad, Lee.
You good, bro? No, you're fine.
Look, man, I'm pouring water, but it sounds like I'm going to the bathroom. My bad.
Well, it doesn't look like your restroom, so you all right with me.
But I would be like, damn, you really committed to Blorange Tears if you going right now.
Yeah, for real now. I definitely would have been like, give me a minute. But I honestly believe, you know what I'm saying? I just think this is the perfect opportunity, I should say, for this young man to totally redeem himself in Knicks fans' eyes right now.
All right, Lee, let me. All right, so I'm gonna be a rude Knicks fan. So
You're the
what, Lee?
rude.
What you saying?
So what am I saying?
Yeah.
What
So what
I'm
you
saying.
saying?
So what I'm saying is kind. So I mean, I'm saying that we're gonna honestly show up that we have a big three and not just two.
How?
That's how by this young man
He wants
stepping up.
specifics. He wants numbers. He
Yeah,
wants
yeah.
RJ going to average 25.
You
I'm not
gotta.
gonna say he's gonna average 25, but I'm gonna say his 19 is gonna be 21, 22.
Right. What I would say to you is this: one of the things that stops the Knicks from being an elite championship level contender in the Eastern Conference is we don't hit our damn free throws.
That right there, and that's the point. You are so, especially in clutch moments.
Right.
In
We've been
clutch
better
moments.
at it lately in clutch moments, at least. But before,
Yeah. But even tonight, we still 20 for 28. 20 for 28.
is it? Damn.
RJ
was throwing up medicine balls at the rim.
Yeah. That's what they were. I couldn't tell. I didn't know if they were flying saucers or UFOs. I just knew they looked weird.
Oh man.
It was a boulder with Spalding dribbled over. Oh no, it's Wilson. Doesn't Wilson make the balls now?
Wilson. Yeah, I think so.
Wilson.
Yeah, I think so, man. Yeah, I can't believe. For instance, I think RJ on the year is shooting like what 73%, something like that at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, come on, man, big dog. You going to bro? If
you bailing them out because it's hard that you even get the foul call, and when you do, you hit one free throw. Like,
right,
come on.
Right, and RJ, if you shoot 80%, you Jimmy Butler.
Well, on offense.
Yeah, on offense. Yeah.
well, if he got like, because Jimmy Butler, when he goes to the playoffs, he goes from 8 free throws a night to 14.
Yeah. So RJ shooting 75.8%,
which is an improvement. What was he last year?
Around the same, I think.
Really? I
Yeah.
think it was like 72, 73-ish.
RJ was 71.4.
Okay, that's a nice little improvement.
that's a nice little
4%.
bump. But the year before that, he was 74.6%.
But the thing with RJ is like RJ's misses don't even be looking good. Like when he misses free throws, they dunks, they hard bricks. He don't ever get the in and out.
Y'all destroy this man on his touches and everything.
You know how when Mike Green calls, in and out. You hear him say that?
Yeah.
You don't see that with RJ jumpers.
No.
We know it's off when it comes off his hand.
It's a crime scene.
Wow.
we know from jump. We know from jump if it's gonna go in or not. Like off his hand, I'll be like, that's short.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. Right?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, RJ Barrett's free throw form looks weird. Part of it is because I'm a right-handed person looking at a left-handed person do something that I do.
Because if you were to mirror it, it would look kind of normal if you mirrored his, like the footage, flip it over.
Right. But then, and I know I'm flawed because when I watch Miles McBride shoot, I think everything's going in, and he's a terrible. You know what I'm saying? Miles McBride is. I like Deuce. Deuce is secret. So my top three Knicks, the three Knicks that are my favorite Knicks to watch right now are RJ is my favorite. Quickly is my second favorite, and Miles McBride is my third favorite. No slight on anything else. I love Randle. I love Randle too. You know what I'm saying? But my top three are I just like those guys for some reason. I'm just gravitating towards the Knicks young guys. Like I like Grimes also. Green, you know what I'm saying? In a perfect world, if everybody would develop, man, I would love to watch RJ Grimes, Quickley, and McBride play. Right? No slight on anybody else. It just if you're asking me, like, you know, if Lee is taking me out to dinner, like what, like you're asking me what I want, I'm gonna tell him what I want. You know what I'm saying? Not that everything else is not good. You feel me? So, but anyways, I want to get to that point, Dre. Do you think the Knicks are gonna? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Are the Knicks not gonna have a star be born in the playoffs? Is it wrong for me to expect that?
I think the way our team is set up, it could be multiple. It could be. I think we're gonna get Brunson and Randle no matter what because they're just simply gonna have the usage and they're that good.
Okay.
But I think it could change on a night to night basis. To be absolutely honest, not even like a soft landing. Like game 2, 3 could be a RJ game. Game 4, 5 could be IQ going off, taking the reins and dominating the other team.
Was that dependent on how do you get to with that though? Is that with the other team adjusting his game plan or with guys being inconsistent?
Well, with RJ, it's mostly inconsistency. With IQ, it might be just opportunity.
Okay.
Because when IQ's playing well, especially defensively, like he might be on the court with Brunson, right?
Okay.
Or Randle, but when IQ's on the court with Brunson and Randle, he plays just like Quinn Grimes.
Okay.
So, and that's just by design. We run a ton of isolation, and IQ might take a couple catch and shoot shots, but he's not necessarily the IQ that you see tonight, for instance, when both of them are out there on the court.
Right.
So it has to do with opportunity and getting hot and adjustments, of course. Freezie, like adjustments matter, but sometimes like teams will make adjustments based on what RJ does, or
okay.
I feel like to put it this way, teams would be more knee jerk when IQ does well as opposed to RJ because IQ is expected. He's known as a shooter. He can score from basically anywhere on the court. Teams will react to IQ playing well as opposed to RJ.
Okay.
Like if RJ gets his, then you're probably losing. You're probably losing, and no, not the Knicks, the other team. If RJ gets his, they're probably losing. And RJ's like one of the guys that you have to live with something because you can't take away everything.
Okay.
And if RJ's getting going, then good luck if he's seeing threes. Good luck.
Right. Right. I'm thinking. Right. So in the position, Lee, hear me out on this, because I know this seems like I'm reaching for a point, but I'm not. What I want to do is create like the atmosphere to just think about this. Say we do play Cleveland and we split 1-1, right? In Cleveland, they win game 1, we win game 2. Game 3 is in Madison Square Garden, right? And say Quickley scores 20 points. Say Quickley is 26-6, and the Knicks win. Brunson gets his 25-8. Randle gets his 25-11. But Quickley and Grimes step up. Quickley gets 20, and Grimes gets, say, 14, 15, 16, 17. Right? I think the narrative going forward is Quickley and Grimes are keepers, bro. Madison Square, bro. I heard a grown man say "bing bong," bro. I heard a grown man say "bing bong" when the Knicks made it to, bro. 2 years ago, the Knicks were under 500, bro. They were under 500, and we beat somebody so that we could be not a losing team no more. And a dude got in front of a camera and screamed and said, "Bing bong, bro."
And then they cussed out Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, just randomly, right? Bro. What I'm saying to you is a star being born in New York is not like a star being born in Charlotte, North Carolina. Like, for instance, in Charlotte, bro, you got the ball for a year for people to recognize you, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Show up one playoff series in New York, and it's a wrap.
Bro, have you ever heard of Linsanity?
You said it again?
Have you ever heard of Linsanity?
Yeah, come on, bro. I saw it myself.
That's one of the things that make
and live TV at that.
I'm sorry, Drake. You good? It's one of the things that make out of towners hate New Yorkers because everything we do is just magnified and just
1,000%
out of the world. Like when IQ went crazy in Celtics, the reverberation that went around the league. It's like he immediately shot up. Oh, he's going to be Sixth Man of the Year, and he shot up to like the Vegas as far as odds.
Bro, I'm telling you, this 40-point game against the Rockets, while it seems insignificant to us because we watched the game, but I believe this is Quickley's magnum opus for Sixth Man of the Year, right? Because I watched The Ringer. I watched this dude, not The Ringer. What's the ESPN podcast? Zach Lowe, the Low Post. Yeah, the Low Post. Because I watched The Ringer and ESPN. I watched these dudes talk about. They're like, "Yo, are the Knicks serious championship contenders?" And a dude was like, "Well, if Quickley keeps playing like he's playing right now, this is the dude's words, right? If Quickley keeps playing, is he a serious Sixth Man of the Year candidate?" Well, I like his defense. I think his defense is very. I'm listening to these dudes talk. They don't even watch the Knicks, bro. Wow. So knowing that they're not going to watch it.
Was it Zach Lowe or was it someone else?
I think it was Zach Lowe and Jeff Van Gundy. I think.
Or because I remember the Zach Lowe and Doris Burke one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, to be fair, both of them are Knicks fans or former Knicks fans.
Right.
And Zach Lowe definitely pays attention to the league. Like he actually watches. Well, he explained he watches a lot of basketball, but it's hard to pinpoint every finer detail. But he watches like intervals of 4 to 5 games of every team throughout the season.
Right.
To pick up certain things as part of their rotation and this, that, and third.
Right.
And they were gushing over him like he's like he's a fan favorite. Like if IQ was on other teams, they would love him too.
Oh, of course.
And the thing is about Quickley, that makes Quickley likable is his marketability. Like little things, like when he on fire. Yeah, like when he get on fire, he don't mean mug you. He don't do it. He ain't shooting you the ice grill from across the.
He's smiling.
He hopping on the floor like a bunny rabbit, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's part of like that's the Steph Curry thing. It's definitely because when Steph Curry was getting on fire and he lit us up for 50-something points and he was getting happy and dancing on the court.
Yeah,
a lot of Knicks fans are losing their mind, like upset. Like, why? Who is this little light skinned guy getting? Because he was laying Raymond Felton up that night, but Raymond Felton had the last laugh. Speaking of, he was at the game tonight. Raymond Felton,
and even Randle called Quickley Hollywood. Like they said, something. I forget the question they asked Randle. He's like, oh, definitely Quickley. He Hollywood something. So he
goes to Rock Nation events. Like he's out there. He's like
Quickley? He's amongst the people.
Gregory Castillo is joking with the Rock Nation or the chain thing, but he goes to Rock Nation events. I think he was at one with Obi like last summer or something like that. But
wow.
But yeah, like he's out there. He's
Brody Van Wagenen is back over there, right?
I believe. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's one. Well, tonight he didn't really have. Yeah, he was all business tonight. Like even when he scored, he had just had the stone face, like he did.
Right. Because this
Like
game
even
means
when he
something.
was
It's a 3-game losing streak. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You gotta.
like he was no nonsense tonight. He was just I'm gonna score. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm gonna hit shots. Like he didn't really have much expression on his face. It was just like just business tonight. Plus, it was also the Houston Rockets, and it was just a regular game. I think part of the reason he was showing out that Boston game because he knew it was nationally televised.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has a flair for the dramatic,
Yeah.
as Clyde would say, O'Brien.
Yeah.
A flair for the dramatic.
Yeah. I think that's the kid that's gonna break out and hit superstardom. And the fortunate and unfortunate part of that is he and the Knicks have to negotiate a contract extension this summer.
But how does he get to superstardom if he's not starting? This might be a James Harden situation.
This I'm telling you, I'm telling you this. There are teams right now that if they had an Emmanuel Quickley, they would be playoff contenders right now.
Salivating.
You know, can I name
you know
one
what?
for you?
I'm gonna say something funny. I think the Houston Rockets, if they replace Porter Jr. with IQ, they would have like 20 more wins. Flatly, 20 more.
Easy. I'm gonna say this. I think if Emmanuel Quickley played for the Dallas Mavericks before Kyrie, like if you just put Quickley next to Luka, I think you get a bigger impact than what Jalen Brunson did. Right? And here's the thing. Not that Quickley is a better offensive player than the defense and the scoring, right, is what would make a pairing of Quickley and Luka better than a pairing of Luka and Brunson. Now, mind you, with Brunson and Luka, they were a top 7 defense with everybody else around them. Their defense was better than ours last year, right? But I want to say this, though. If the Washington Wizards had Emmanuel Quickley, I think they'd be at least a 6th seed in the East. If the Chicago Bulls had Emmanuel Quickley right now, if the Chicago Bulls had Emmanuel Quickley right now, I think the Bulls are at least top 6.
It's like Emmanuel Quickley is like
New Orleans,
a combination of the best version of Kobe White and the best version of IO.
Yeah, at the same time. Yeah, at the same, and then what that does is it would free up Alex Caruso to do Alex Caruso stuff. Now you're not dependent on him setting up players. You like Alex Caruso could do that, but Alex Caruso just wants to be Patrick Beverley, but he can't because they don't have facilitation, right? And so if think about what if Emmanuel Quickley was the starting point guard for the Los Angeles Lakers right now?
Oh man,
with Anthony Davis, LeBron, Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say the thing that makes me think IQ ceiling is higher than all of us would even possibly think. Brunson himself said, at the same age, he is way better than I was.
Yep, I heard
when I was 22.
Yep.
And it's like IQ was a sponge.
And he's
you saw him tonight doing Jalen Brunson things. Like he
the post pivot, the pivots in the post.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
And keeping his dribble.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like he's like a robot where he's like updating in his mind what he wants to do on a night-to-night basis throughout the season, and it's been a joy to watch.
What if the Brooklyn Nets had Emmanuel Quickley right now with their current roster?
Wow, that'd be tough.
And I'm saying, you talking about Quickley, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson,
DFS.
Yes, all of them starting. Those 4 starting together.
Royce, their center, Claxton.
Claxton. Yeah,
he's like
Yeah. Now, and with that, with
he's
that said,
gonna ask for Anthony Simons kind of deal, like 5 years, 100 flat.
I don't. You can't get 5 unless you get the max.
I think Anthony Simons got 5 years, 100. Am I tripping?
No,
Or was it
no,
4
Oh, he
years,
got it.
100?
no. You gotta no. The 5th year only counts if you get the max. You gotta have max money through 4 years to get the 5th year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it must have been 4 years, 100. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. It was 4 years, 100. He might ask for that, honestly. Simons is only 23. Nice.
Yeah.
Young kid, but he can't play defense with the look. Never could.
No, he don't. He not
never
even
will.
concerned. He don't even care.
He not even.
They don't even- they don't care about it.
But you know, like Freezie, if IQ ever were to hit his ceiling in terms of like his offensive ceiling, you know, his defense is naturally gonna fall back a little bit. You know, it's only natural. Because if you remember when Bradley Beal first got to the league, he was a two-way player.
Yeah,
He was a defender.
that was his role. Yeah,
And then once his offense picked up, regressed on his defense a bit, and you don't even think of him as a defender. But when he first got to the league, he could lock people up.
Once they got Kelly Oubre, he took a step back defensively because they had Oubre and Morris and Gortat and
Porter.
Porter. Otto Porter. Yeah.
Otto Porter, yep.
Yeah. And so
And Wall.
So he didn't have to pick up like those defensive assignments he had to before.
And then when Wall left, he started averaging near 30, and he was like, "I ain't playing no defense.
Yeah,
I'm scoring 30, man.
Yeah,
worry about that other stuff."
There were some teams out there I think Quickley would be a bad fit for. Like I think Orlando would be a bad fit because they already have a ton of guards that can't do anything there that are limited, and I think that might be because of their system, like the system that they run. You know what I'm saying?
They have a lot of point guards or combo guards or guards that aren't necessarily like if IQ was on that team, he would probably be the best point guard on that team. But, because Markel's not really a point guard. Jalen Suggs is not a point guard. And
Cole Anthony?
No.
Oh no.
Yeah. Gary Harris is definitely a 2/3, even though he's in a two's body.
Yeah, and the irony is that Franz Wagner is the reverse of that. He's a 3, but he plays 2.
Yeah.
The team is so big.
But his handles are nice though.
Oh, it doesn't make sense like how he moves. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense for a 6'10" white guy to move like that. It doesn't.
It's mad fluid, bro. I saw him beat RJ Barrett to a ball, bro. And look, like the ball was headed towards half court, right? RJ looked around and took off sprinting towards the ball. Franz Wagner ran around RJ the other way and intercepted coming back this way.
I'm like, is this what Larry Bird looked like before the back injuries or something? Like 6'9", not to compare it to, but he was a 6'9" perimeter player that could do everything at a high, very, very, very high level. So
bro, I'm telling you, Franz Wagner is more athletic than what you think, bro.
Both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Franz Wagner is athletic, bro. And for that reason, I understand why they didn't go get Jabari Parker. You know what I'm saying?
Jabari Smith,
Jabari Parker, Jabari Smith, Jabari Jones, Jabari Jackson. Yeah, but you're right, Drake. Yeah, Jabari Smith. Yeah,
Jabari Smith looked solid tonight. He was solid. He's slowly starting to pick it up because he didn't really have a feel for the game. It was too fast for him.
Yeah,
and now you can see it slowly starting to slow down for him.
Yeah, and I think Houston was a mess when the season started too. Everybody out there to get them. Everybody out there trying to get them.
It still is like that because
yeah.
It like when you watch Kevin Porter Jr., like some of the shots he takes, it's just like, why?
You're like, what are you looking at? Right.
What's on your mind?
Like, and that type of culture will permeate through the whole, because then that will make Jalen Green start putting up some. Like, why? What are you?
Like Jalen Green, what are you doing?
I don't know what Silas cooking over there, but he only got like 7 more games over there.
Yeah, so I think he ready to get out of there too, bro. You can see the look on his face, like, man, what the hell? Because he's a good coach. But the thing about being a good coach, bro, when you coaching a bunch of 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, bro,
I think they got it all together.
Yeah, like the cat that was in Charlotte, the one that got fired, Lorenega, is that his name?
Borrega,
is it? Yeah, Borrega. Yeah,
James Borrega. You're thinking about Lorenega from Miami.
Okay.
Yeah.
Larinaga,
my bad, from Miami University.
Yeah, that's right. Bro, when you watch Charlotte play, these Lonzo Ball, LaMelo, you down by 7. you down by 7, right? Yeah, y'all are in foul trouble, right? It's a 3-possession game, and LaMelo is throwing the ball to Miles Bridges because Miles Bridges is doing this. Throw it, and bro, you down by 7. You throwing a lob?
Oh nah, man. Let's set this up.
You can't execute it, bro. You got to value the basketball. Then when they go out of bounds, they complain that he bumped me.
You killing me, Freezie.
Yo, come on, bro. You know we go to all the most of the Charlotte Knicks games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, and if I'm in town, like you know what I'm saying, say if I'm up there like visiting my people or whatever, and say the Lakers come through, or they be like, "What you doing tonight?" I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's we chilling, such and such about throw something on the grill. We chilling, whatever. And they be like, well, Atlanta here tonight, and Atlanta, you talking Trey Young and LaMelo? Book it.
And them tickets not expensive either.
So. Yeah, book it because I want to see them 13 turnovers. Because them 13 combined turnovers are gonna be beautiful to watch, bro.
And 12 combined step back threes.
Yes. I saw and Lee, I know lie. I guess it was last year. When was it? Might have been like two. What? It was Fournier first year.
Last season.
Fournier first year, right? And Evan Fournier waved off RJ. It's like, nah, I got Melo. And everybody on both benches bust out laughing, bro. It's like stuff that you don't really see like on TV. Like you don't get the thing like on Fournier. No, I got him. He got both this. I got him. LaMelo dribble behind his back, like stepping back, like I'm great, bro. This dude, and
he probably was he was probably like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like,
yo, he started laughing. Now, mind you, Melo at the time was what, a second-year player? Is this Melo what, third year?
Yeah.
If it was last year, it was a second-year player.
Yeah. So it was last year, right? So you got a second-year player laughing at a. But anyways,
a 10-year bet at that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's what reputation is like. Because Melo knew for 8 years that he was trash at defense.
Yes.
Wow.
When Melo was 14, he knew he was trash at defense.
Trash.
When he was overseas playing, like, yeah, I can
Lonzo probably text him. I got a triple-double on Fournier tonight. But just want to ask Lee, just real quick, man. You want to get into another topic before we get out of here?
It's up to you, Freezie. I can care less.
Okay.
I wanted to, because you might have missed this one, Freezie. I highlighted it on the thing.
Lead the way, boss.
Oh, we might end up without a pick this year. Dallas's picks sits at 11 at the moment.
That's the topic I want to talk about.
Okay, that's what's up.
How you feel, boss, about that?
I mean, it's gonna be trade bait anyway. So I mean,
it would be nice to have it right now because it's more valuable right now because next year it might not ever be like the most ideal outcome of this season. We get to a second round and we get the 11th pick. That will be the most successful year we've had since like '99, in my opinion.
Right.
Hey, if it was 11 and we got to like the second round, it would be easily the most successful season,
the most productive season, right? Because you got the Hannah Montana, you got the best of both worlds.
You get your little 8 pick, and then the optics of the team and the value of players goes up.
Right.
Because if you got to the second round, that means a lot of guys played well.
Yep.
A lot of the young guys played well. That is.
So can I throw a fly in the ointment here?
Go for it. Go ahead. Go for it.
I think if the Mavericks, if the pick is top 10 or greater, meaning somewhere between 6 and 10, I think the Mavericks are going to give that Knicks the pick anyway.
Why would you do that?
Because it frees up the rest of their picks going forward. See, if this pick doesn't convey, they don't have control of their picks. Because think about it. If you have Luka and you have Kyrie, right, you can't sell Kyrie on a 19-year-old kid coming to help him. Like Kyrie's going to be like, yo, I really like Dallas. I want to stay here. But tell me what the roster is going to look like. Well,
but the thing is, if they keep it, they can still trade the pick for something else to upgrade their roster and pay Kyrie. Hypothetically, right? Because they don't want to pay another rookie, in my opinion.
Right, that's what I was going to say. They don't want to pay a rookie a top 10 salary, which will probably be somewhere like $7 million. But when you're talking to Kyrie, you're like, hey, you know what? We want to build a team around you and Luka. And you're like, how? And he goes, well, we got Jaden Hardy and we got Josh Green. We're going to feature those two young guys, and then we're going to pick somebody at 8. Kyrie like, hey man, I'm out of here. They're like, wait. So we'll trade Josh Green and we'll trade.
They can trade the pick if it goes in the top 10, they can still trade it to somebody.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting to that. I know. Well, what I'm saying is when you tell Kyrie, well, who are you going to trade that pick for? Like who's guaranteed to pull off a deal with Dallas, right? You really can't say. You really, because you're speculating at that point. When a dude is on the clock for free agency, and you're on the clock for the draft, things got to move. You got to either trade that pick and be like, look, man, we just went out and got OG Anunoby, right? OG Anunoby will replace Dorian Finney-Smith and the things Dorian Finney-Smith did, right? And then he's about like, well, what about the 4 and the 5? What are we going to do there? We're going to bring back Christian Wood. No, thank you. Christian Wood is a journeyman scorer that does not impact winning. He's a loser.
Wow.
Christian Wood is a loser. No matter, Christian Wood has played on 99 teams, and none of those teams have done anything with Christian Wood on the roster. None of them. At no point, Christian Wood went anywhere where you felt like Christian Wood impacted winning. Christian Wood is a box score. Christian Wood is a fantasy basketball darling. That's it.
So like a skinny stretch and his catcher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You can't tell Kyrie Irving that your answer is OG Anunoby and Christian Wood, right? But what you can say is we're gonna let the Knicks have the pick now, so that we have access to all of our first round picks going forward.
Oh, then they can trade all of those.
Now we can trade for now we can make multiple trades because we could use multiple first round picks because now we have access to them. But and sure the Knicks might get Nick Smith or somebody, whoever. Sure, the Knicks will use that pick to get whatever, right?
Didn't they trade a pick in the future for Kyrie though? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, they traded the 28 pick.
Right. Okay.
Right. But they'd have access to 25, 26, 27, and 29.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing about that is it sounds crazy when a Knicks fan says, "Give me the pick so that you can free up the picks," right? But the Knicks have control over that pick for 23, 24, and 25 if it doesn't convey top 10 protected. And if it doesn't convey in 2025, it turns into a second round pick in 2025. Right. So during that whole stretch, 23, 24, 25, they can't trade a pick because the Knicks have the protections on it. But if they just give the Knicks the pick, regardless where it lands, they can sign Kyrie, and then they can use the freed up picks to get rid of dead weight players and bring in superior talent.
Right.
I
didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, and so on if you're a Dallas fan, what it looks like is what I'm saying, what it looks like
this off season.
Because what it looks like to them is because the other thing too, an equation that you have to take into account is Luka Doncic is also looking,
and it's like you can't waste my time.
Right? Are you gonna wait? Are you gonna let the Knicks drag this thing out with this first round pick so I can't get help, or do you just let the Knicks have whatever one of these young players, and then now you have access to your first round picks? So instead of dying from 1,000 paper cuts, right? You just have surgery, get it over with. Now you have access to it. Now Luka, what player do you want? Right? Kyrie, I'm talking to you and Luka. What player do y'all want? We're gonna put all this stuff on the table for this guy right now. Let me know one star player and one role player, and I'm gonna use our picks to go get this guy. Kyrie, if you resign, if you commit to us and say that you're gonna be here, we're gonna go and get these guys, and we'll give you the 4-year contract that you want. That's what you have to do if you're Dallas. If you're Dallas, you can't say, well, Kyrie, we're gonna bring in Osar Thompson. That ain't gonna help him right now because Jason Kidd don't even play Jaden Hardy, and Jaden Hardy was balling. And you think he gonna play another dude from the G League? Nah. It's just a waste of pick. Basically, if the Mavericks use that draft pick, basically what they're doing is telling Luka and Kyrie that the Dallas Mavericks future revolves around Josh Hart. I mean, not Josh Hart, but Josh Green, Jaden Hardy, and that pick that they made. That's basically the message you send into Luka. And I know it sounds crazy, but you can't go. You have to look at it from an asset management perspective, right? Because who can Dallas trade for offering a 2029 first round pick? Like, what star are they going to get with a 2029 first round pick? Nobody. The star free agent that's the best free agent on the market is Kyrie Irving, and you want to retain him because he's yours,
and you got his rights.
Yeah,
that's gonna be.
They have no choice but to give him crazy max. So unless Kyrie really wants to play with LeBron that bad,
and that's why I think he's aiming himself.
The thing is, Dallas can offer him like I think $60 or $70 million more.
Right, but Dre, even in that, think about this. Even in that, right? If Kyrie wants to go to Dallas, I'm still using the draft pick. I'm like, Kyrie, listen, instead of just going to the Lakers, let us do a sign and trade. Right? Let's sign with us and we'll trade you to the Lakers, and the Lakers will compensate us because now, since the calendar year rolled over, they'll have access to draft picks down the road, right? Because they don't have guys on the roster. Like who on the Lakers roster do you think? They don't have nobody. And then the thing I'm thinking about too is you know what? Let's do like and both of these benefit the Knicks, by the way. It's because for the most part, I don't care about the Lakers or the Mavericks. All I care about is the Knicks. But what I'm saying is, in this scenario, you're like, hey, let us trade you there for D'Angelo Russell and something. It's like a double signing trade. We get D'Angelo Russell back. He gets the money that he wants. You get the money that you want. Russell is not on your caliber, so we get draft picks from them, right? But those draft picks are still so far down the road, it's not an immediate help because basically all D'Angelo Russell would be is a Spencer Dinwiddie. Basically, that type of replacement. Like a good combo guard, not a great combo guard. And for that reason, the Dallas Mavericks have to have the Knicks take the pick this year, regardless if it falls in the top 10.
So basically get us out of their hair.
Yeah, right. So they right. Basically, it's Lee. Basically, it's like, you know how you park in a city and you got all those unpaid tickets. They put the boot on your car.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, the Mavericks need to give the Knicks the pick to take the boot off the car.
Got to pay the fine.
Yeah. And if you Dallas, you're like, oh God, why
Another
we
pick?
give the Knicks a top 8 pick? Well, it's make that pick and watch Luka and Kyrie walk out the door. Right? Or give us the pick, and then you can use the rest of your stuff to go get the third player that y'all desperately need, because y'all need a wing defender and a shot blocker.
They keep the pick, and then it's just like they can't get rid of their other picks to do what they need to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You wanna see a statistic tonight? A funny stat.
Yeah.
Players with 40 points, 9 assists, and 80 field goal percentage in a game all time. Emmanuel Quickley, Gail Goodrich, Larry Bird, Wilt Chamberlain.
Wow.
So is y'all remember Gail Goodrich, bro? Gail Goodrich. That's the reason why Eddie Jones had to change his number. Number 25 for the Celtics. Gail Goodrich, man. Yeah, I remember Eddie Jones used to wear 25, and they made him change his number to 6.
Out of respect.
Yeah, because of Gail Goodrich, man. Yeah, Gail Goodrich kind of looked like Pat Riley, and yeah. All I'm gonna say is perm. You remember when dudes used to wear the perms, the white guys used to wear the perms back in the day? They run around
like the helmet.
Yeah.
It looked like a helmet. It was just fluffed out.
Yeah.
What's my man? Oh my God. The comedian from the movie, the basketball movie with 3000. Oh my God.
Bernie Mac.
No, white guy.
3000. Oh, you're not talking about Mr. 3000.
No, Andre 3000.
Oh, Andre 3000. Okay.
It was a basketball movie with Andre 3000.
Yeah.
With Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah, Will Ferrell had the perm.
Yeah.
I know that.
Will Ferrell had perm.
Tropic Thunder.
No, Jackie something. His name was Jackie Moon.
Jackie Moon. Yeah.
Why can't I?
Jackie Moon was the name of the player. The movie was called something else.
Oh man.
I'm thinking. Why did I think of Tropic Thunder? Good God.
But they were the Tropics. That's the name of the team.
Yeah.
It's Tropic. That's the jersey. I remember the jersey.
Oh,
but Dre, let me.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. That's the name of it. That's the name of it. But here's the thing though. When Dallas gives us the pick, just the one thing I want to say to the pick, right? So now the Knicks go into the offseason armed with a pick between 6 and 12, right? Guess what that allows the Knicks to do?
What?
Go out and trade for the third star. It allows the Knicks to go out and offer to Boston
for Jaylen Brown,
but just pick between 6 and 12 and a bunch of the promising young talent, right? Or because the likelihood of it happening is small.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Because Jaylen Brown, you know what I'm saying? The only way he doesn't sign with Boston is if he's not happy there, but the money will be there and Boston's gonna pay him the money. Right. But now instead of us saying, hey man, we'll give you RJ and Quickley and Grimes, now you're like, yo, you know what? We'll give you a pick between, because if it's a top 5 pick, you know Dallas is gonna keep it. You know what I'm saying? Dallas is gonna keep it and then just offer it up to the highest bidder. Like they'll offer it to somebody like OKC or somebody with multiple draft picks or something crazy like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if the Knicks get that pick, say it's 7 through 13 somewhere. They just get it like, we don't care. As long as it's not top 5, we don't even care. Just take it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So now the Knicks are armed with a top 10 pick, right? And some promising young players. Now that
And
now
more
we
draft
can make
capital.
now we can make the move because mind you, at the same time, the protections on the Detroit Pistons first round pick and the protections on the Washington Wizards first round pick are also coming down. Also, like once this season is over, then I think it's like instead of being playoffs, I think it's lottery, like it's lottery protected. Like the Pistons, instead of it being top 18, I think it's top 14, something like that, right? So now you're armed with that Dallas pick and those other 3 picks. Now you can go to say a Pelicans and offer up something for Brandon Ingram, maybe. If Brandon Ingram is your cup of tea. He's not for me, but I'm using him as an example.
I got you.
I wish his shooting kept improving, but it kind of stagnated from perimeter. That is.
Yeah, or you can. I mean, you can do it multiple ways. Like you can just, for instance, you can make the trade just to clear cap space, right? You could trade off just salary, just shed salary with those draft picks, and then sign Jeremy Grant, and then now your rotation is Brunson, Grimes, Grant, Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. So you see how it gives us the flexibility to do multiple things if we get that, and it's all because Dallas sucks. All of this because Dallas sucks and they want to be better, right? Dallas sucks and they want to be better. And quite frankly, those 3 first round picks that I mentioned, the Detroit one, the Wizards one, and the Dallas one, you might be able to bring on a Paul George type player. You may be able to, depending on how the Clippers look, depending on a lot of stuff, right? I mean, ultimately what I'm getting at is Dallas is in a no-win situation if they continue down this road.
The clock is ticking.
And the clock is ticking. It's the Mission Impossible clock on them right now, right? Because if they don't cut the right cord, it's gonna blow up in their face, right? And the thing about it is they don't have time to make all these decisions.
And if they cut the right cord and it's too late, it's still going to blow.
It's still the same impact.
So they gotta cut the right cord in an allotted amount of time.
Right. And it all starts with give up that first round pick to the Knicks as soon as you can. So it's like taking the handcuffs off.
Because I remember I was in King and Rail Stream, and I asked him about the pick, and he was like, "We just want that pick gone. We just wanted to buy it over here." And I didn't really realize what he meant by that until you broke it down. Now it makes sense that he responded that way.
Yeah, bro. And
it's basically handicapping them.
And we're gonna do. Trust we, the three of us have already talked about doing like a series of shows after the season is over. So it's gonna be some interesting. What do you do in this type of situation type shows? You know,
major speculation.
Yeah. So if you're a Knicks fan, you're in the Hannah Montana situation where you got basically the best of both worlds. You're gonna make the playoffs. One of your young guys is gonna break out and be a star. You're gonna get a great first round pick from Dallas, right? You can use all of those draft picks, that draft capital, and who knows, maybe you can engage Cleveland for maybe a guy that they have that might want to leave in free agency because he's got 1 year left in Cleveland. I mean, the people that fail are the people that don't try.
Right, and you just said that.
Yeah,
it's 100% of the shots.
For example, Dallas, they jumped up the window for Kyrie, and unfortunately,
they're gonna keep trying because they got to appease superstar over there.
Yeah, that's part of having stars, right? That's part of having superstars. I'm sorry,
As
that's
soon
part
as
of having.
like if you have a superstar, there is a clock ticking.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I mean,
Outside
it's
of
just
rare scenarios like Jokic, I don't know, but or Dame Lillard.
or
It's
Damian
kind of,
Lillard, yeah, or
but
Jokic. I don't think Jokic going away. I think Jokic
that's what
going
I
to
said.
stay.
Yeah, Jokic.
Oh,
But
okay,
outside
okay.
of but
I'm talking about
if
Embiid.
you watch like Stephen Curry, he definitely has input on them bringing in players,
Yep,
and he said so like openly, like I'm not here just to have fun. I want to compete for
right.
championships still.
Yep, yep.
So and same thing for Embiid. So
So knowing this, like knowing all this, knowing this, are you confident that Leon Rose can handle this thing correctly?
I'm not
I
confident. I hope
I am.
we haven't seen him make the big move yet, so I can't
No,
say.
but you know what though? I think learning from last season, like the off season, I'm confident that what I'm saying. I think he learned his lesson with that. But also too, in a way, if you think about it, it could have sliced both ways. If you look at if we'd have jumped at the guy Donovan, and we probably would have been maybe this marginal playoff team still, and you know would not like if we got to the second round, we're like, well, why we ain't make it to the third?
Yeah.
And then now we don't have no assets to even think
Gotta
about
play it
it.
wisely, because you might end up in a situation like the Atlanta Hawks. Shout out to
Exactly.
Demond, where they
Yeah.
gave up their assets and they have a bunch of guys that teams don't necessarily want to take back, like John Collins, where they can't
Yeah.
really recoup assets and they have no choice
Mm.
but to pay DeJounte Murray because they gave up 2 firsts for him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And DeJounte Murray might leave for nothing because he might not
Exactly.
necessarily like playing with Trae Young. So
And those guys are really good friends, bro. I think it's something. I think the roster's flawed. But let me
I
say
mean, but to be fair, Harden and KD were good friends. So was Kyrie, and they all
yeah.
figured that it's not gonna work. So
Harden
instead of
Harden ruined it though. Harden ruined it for everybody. Harden don't care nothing about basketball, bro.
you think so?
Harden.
I think Harden axed out because Kyrie just didn't want to play basketball.
John Wall told the story about him going to Houston and
Oh,
James and y'all heard that about John
Repeat
Wall was
it.
like, yo,
I mean,
everybody
John
was
Wall
going
said
to the
John Wall was like, I'm not even gonna be here, so it don't even matter.
Nah. He said, my man was like, yo, everybody going to the gym, man. We're gonna start working out Monday, man, blah, blah, blah. You need anything? He's like, yo, man, working out, man. I ain't gonna be here. The baby birthday party this weekend in Atlanta. Y'all don't remember that story? You don't remember John
Yep.
Walton? Yeah. This dude, everybody talking about what they gonna do, get ready for the season, and this dude talking about the baby birthday party. Talking
Yeah,
about
like
Drake
I'm
gonna be
on
there.
I'm on my way over there now. I'm hopping to go that way. And then
Yeah,
John Wall
And
like,
he
what?
invited him like, you want to come? You can come.
You
yeah,
can come. He was like, what? Nah,
yeah,
I'm good on that one.
yeah. I'm only concerned with winning, bro. That's you know what I'm saying. But ultimately, what I was gonna say is this: like Lee, if you're the Knicks and you're watching Dallas and in a scenario where they're stuck between say a rock and a hard place, do
Mhm.
you entice them with a deal like take the protections off?
Mhm.
We'll give you Evan Fournier and we'll take your worst contract.
Wow.
The reason why you offer them Evan Fournier is for 2 reasons.
Because I need a shooter.
Evan Fournier is an expiring contract that you can use in free agency the
Mhm.
following year, and you can give up one of those albatross contracts that you already have,
Mhm.
or you can get Fournier and decline his team option, right, and save $13 million and use it in free agency the same summer.
Wow. Yeah.
You
Look
see
at
how
that
you
one.
see how
Yeah.
and you see how everybody has all these things where like the Knicks are legit in the catbird seat. Like I think the Knicks offseason is in better shape than the Knicks on the court this year in basketball season. Like the Knicks are the fifth seed, and I think we're
the
gonna
thing,
make a
Freezie, like I almost want to liken it to. Remember that year the Celtics had that top draft pick, but they still went deep in the playoffs with Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Then they round up with Jason Tatum after the summer.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think that was close to a team that was in the midst of competing, but they got assets from another team. And they use that to just retool and build and shape the roster. And now they've been competing at a high level for the last 5
But it
6
wasn't
years
as simple
because
as
of
that, though. Remember, they had the number 1 pick. They
Yeah.
traded that pick to Philly and got extra first round picks.
But
No,
it wasn't initially their pick. It was the Celtics pick. I mean, it was the Nets pick.
No, not
Was it?
not the, no, not the.
Were they
I'm not
bad
talking
enough
Dirk
to get?
Favors.
No, remember they traded Paul Pierce, KG, all them dudes to the Nets, and they got that Nets pick, which
Right,
basically
which turned out to be Derek Favors.
Derek Favors was drafted in like 2009. Man, Derek Favors was before all of that.
Okay.
I'm remember KG Paul Pierce got to the Nets in like 2013 or something like that. Derek Favors was in the league before then.
Okay.
But and they got rid of Derek Favors at like 2011 or something like that. Remember he was in the I think he was in the Darren Williams trade, but anyway.
Yeah.
But the whole reason that happened was the KG Paul Pierce trade.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying, that pick that you're saying though, they still traded that pick to Philly, and Philly took Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum.
And then they got more assets,
They got the draft picks that they wasted. It's funny how it worked out. They got Jason Tatum anyway, and then they wasted draft picks on Aaron Nesmith, on Peyton Pritchard, and Romeo Langford. Like they legit just threw the picks away.
They were just drafting the draft, and they could have.
And for that reason, Danny Ainge is no longer.
They could have literally just traded them from vets that are more valuable.
I think what they were going to do is draft Onyeka Okongwu at 8 in that draft. The 2020 draft, the 2020. Shit, what draft was that? 2020?
Had to have been, because he's only been in the league for like 3 years.
The Obi draft. I think what they were going to do is if Onyeka Okongwu was there, I think they were going to pull off the trade with the Knicks, and the Knicks could have got multiple draft picks, and you would have seen the Knicks have like four draft picks out of the same draft. I think they would have went. I think they would have got Maxey. They'd have got Bain. They'd have got Quickley, and they'd have took the dude out of Colorado.
I don't know if they would have took Quickley if they would have took Bain. I mean Maxey
or Maxey.
Yeah. I think they would have.
Would they have taken all 3?
Nah, it would have taken Maxey. Maxey was the first choice.
I think they'd have taken all 3, bro.
Oh no,
because don't look at their careers right now.
No.
Look at the roster. Think about the roster. The roster was just coming off. Yeah, you were talking about the Knicks had Wayne Ellington, Reggie Bullock, Elfrid Payton. So why wouldn't you take 3 guards to replace that trash? That was, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why you wouldn't do it is because Tom Thibodeau would have been, you know what I'm saying?
Tom Thibodeau would not play 3 rookies.
Yeah.
And the reason I said they would have just took Maxey is because they were high. They wanted Maxey first.
Yeah.
And we had to take IQ.
And I think they would have taken the power forward out of Colorado, Tyler Bay. You remember Tyler Bay?
Yeah.
And either him or Josh Green is who I was thinking it. But if you take Bain, do you also take Josh Green? You feel me? Like how much is enough? Like you're gonna draft a whole backcourt in one draft? You know what I'm saying? Or if you're the Knicks, do you take those picks and then trade back up to get Tyrese Halliburton and leave with Tyrese Halliburton and Desmond Bain as your 2 rookies?
Wow. That would have been crazy.
And the funny thing, those are like the ideal type of guards you want to put around Randle.
Yeah, and Thibodeau gets his stocky wing guard
at the process that can play defense and shoot the ball.
Clip.
Yeah.
And handle the ball.
Yeah.
Then
So Lee, I don't be wanting to dominate the thing, but the sometimes sometimes we get on here and people just say, man, I hate Randle. And I'm like, okay, you hate Randle. I want to talk about some real stuff. Can we talk? Can we talk about like Kevin like Uncle Freezie?
Something other than your emotion.
Yeah. Uncle Freezie always talk about RJ. No, I don't always talk about RJ. I be wanting to talk about stuff like this where it's mission impossible for Dallas. They have to give us this pick. And I would even offer them Fournier to entice them to take the protections off the pick. Not that Fournier is going to be the best player. Listen, Fournier might be exactly what they might need, a wing shooter creator over there, right? Or they might need the $13 million in cap space this summer if they decline the team option, or they might need the $18 million in cap space in 2024 when Evan Fournier comes off the book. Or they might need Evan Fournier's expiring contract to entice a team to do a deal with them, right? All these options are in play because they're in play for us this summer. So the Evan Fournier contract goes as soon as the clock hits zero on the last game of our season. Evan Fournier goes from a negative player or a negative asset to a positive asset off the rip, right? And there's nothing on the court related. It's merely because of his contract is attractive.
Because more and more people want that. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, you can, man. Bro, I'm telling you, man, listen, man. Look, I would even, man, listen, man, bro. The Knicks are in an excellent position this summer, bro, to do a lot of different things. Yeah, and if you're a Knicks fan,
we can go northwest, east, south, and like Atlanta.
Depending on what you want to, because being draft pick heavy is one thing, but being asset heavy is another, right? Because it's like Lee, I ain't gonna lie, I got a million cars, right? I got a bunch of cars, I got a million cars, right? People come, they like, man, you got a car lot out there, but ain't nothing but two of them worth nothing. You know, raggedy PT Cruiser, a Honda Accord, was it like a 2000 Honda Accord? Ain't nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying? Bunch of little stuff. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Old pickup truck, a little 84 truck, got Bondo all on the side, the rear fender hanging up. Ain't nobody trying to buy. So when you say you got a lot of cars, he must have money. No, have you seen these cars? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with your draft picks. Like our draft picks down the road don't mean nothing to us because like our 28, 29 draft picks don't mean nothing because we envision being a championship contender in 28 and 29, right? That's what we want to be.
And the thing is, like the guys we have on the team, IQ is worth 2 first rounders at this point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Grimes can get you a mid at worst, middle first round pick.
Depending on say for instance, you're right.
Depending
on who's offering. Like you won't take a first round pick from a contender, but you take one from someone who's I mean, I'm saying for him, you wouldn't take one from it's gonna be late 20s.
No.
But like from a middling team, like if the Atlanta Hawks came asking, I wouldn't trade him for Atlanta. But if they came asking with a first round pick, and you know that first round pick gonna be anywhere from 10 to 14.
But they don't. But that's another team too. That's in that Mavericks thing with the Spurs.
Yeah.
That's another thing too, because if they're because they got the pick swaps are messing them up, not protections. Because if the Hawks pick, if the Spurs draft thing is better than the Hawks, then it's the Spurs, right? But if Atlanta has a worse record than the Spurs, then the Spurs get the pick anyway. And it's like that for like 5 years.
I don't know. What was that? Landry Fields, I don't know what you were thinking.
He was thinking DeJounte Murray is going to be a star. And DeJounte Murray and Trae Young convinced him to do the deal.
Wow.
Well, that's why pick swaps and protections, bro. You got to be careful when you think about it. People, I heard, somebody on the panel was like, "Yo, it's only a pick swap," and I was like, "Only?"
And that's what would happen if we had made the Donovan trade. We would just been locked into that, what that iteration of that team would be
for
for the
like
next
7 years, easy.
Mm.
Yeah,
with minimal
because
upgrades.
you got because if you think about the protections and the pick swaps running side by side, one prevents you from doing like the other. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
say the Knicks, everybody on the Knicks get hurt, right? Say everybody on the Knicks get hurt and we get the number 1 pick. Well, the protection on it would say, well, that pick comes to us, but the pick swap be like, nah, Cleveland, like, no.
I like
With
that.
Yeah, with the number 1 pick, the Cleveland Cavaliers take Victor Wembanyama. And I would be throwing up out my ear, bro, if that happened.
And imagine,
Exactly.
I can't imagine being a Sixer fan seeing how Markel turned out and Ben turned out.
Yeah.
Like they literally chose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
They chose Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler.
That's crazy. That's crazy. How could you do that?
And Jimmy Butler let them know in the playoffs last year too. Like,
Oh yeah.
you chose them over me. If they would have kept the same team and flipped Ben Simmons for James Harden, it would have had Jimmy Butler, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and Embiid. Who's beating that?
Yeah. You're right. Think about it. Wow.
Who's beating that? Wow.
Was the GM of the Sixers? Was that the same dude right now who brought Harden in? What's your man name?
Daryl Morey brought Harden in. The GM
Yeah.
before Daryl Morey got
Well,
there.
Daryl Morey is the team president.
Mm-hmm.
Elton Brand was the GM. They didn't have a team president when they made that trade.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
for that reason, they
made that
brought in
mess.
Daryl Morey because
And
of
then
that and the Al Horford signing.
Oh my God.
You remember that and the Al Horford signing? They was like, "Yo, hey, Elton Brand is a good," but
Elton
this
Brand
right here,
did that Al Horford signing because he saw a lot of himself in Al Horford. That's
Yep.
my only explanation. Because
yeah,
it was already modern NBA. There was no reason to put Al Horford next to Embiid.
Right.
Zero.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And it's how OKC got a bunch of trade first rounders too, because I think Philly had to trade him to OKC
just to even get him off the books.
Just to get him off the books. And they had to give up a bunch of Sam Presti is impressive. So Dre, this is what I'm saying to you now, bro. Don't get it twisted. Sam Presti, Troy Weaver, and Leon Rose, in my mind, are like-minded thinkers.
Think of Steve's too. My friends, all of them.
Yeah.
By way of Scott Perry.
Yeah, and if you notice, these 3 teams trade with each other often.
Mm-hmm.
I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
We trade with Detroit often. That's where we got Derrick Rose from.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we put Alec Burks over there for second rounders.
Yeah.
Noel.
Wow.
Yeah, it's people think. I was watching a show and people was like, "Yo, Emmanuel Quickley was a great Knicks draft pick." No, he wasn't. Oklahoma City drafted him.
For us.
Yes. Oklahoma City drafted him, and the trade didn't get. Man, listen. Hey, Oklahoma City, man, my man is smart, bro. I mean, I think both teams fleeced each other.
That's why we gave them Ousmane Dieng. We drafted Ousmane Dieng for them.
Yeah. Because we have an open line of communication with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. If Dallas gives us that pick, Oklahoma City will be on the phone.
Like, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
Yeah. And with that,
I don't know, Freezie, because it looks like they're already turning to actually competing now. So they might be flipping their picks for actual players. They're like 1 game under 500 right now.
Yeah.
In the play-in. And they were supposed to tank because they drafted their number 1 pick last year. Didn't play a single game this year.
And Jalen Williams is good.
Oh man, Jalen Williams is good.
And he was the pick. He was the pick after us. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
He's the pick at 12.
And he would have fit a niche on his team.
Yes,
perfectly.
Yes,
athletic long wing.
Yep. But we wanted Donovan Mitchell, and then didn't wind up not getting him.
Give and take.
Yeah, bro. This thing is.
So let me ask you a question. So quick question. So do you think the whole going after Jaden Ivey was just was like smoke screen?
No, we were trying to get him.
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
Everybody
knows we needed to get more athletic.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they chased Donovan Mitchell.
You want to try to get athletic, dynamic at the point of attack.
Yeah, but I think we blew that. I'm sorry, Dre, but I think we blew that just for the simple fact that we should have really chased after the other dude from Canada, 00, Ben Mathurin.
Yeah,
we blew that. We were so focused on that. We should have been. You know how you say you looking over here when you really should be looking over here. You know what I'm saying? You're looking too far to the right when really what we should have been doing was looking over to the left. Because I think Ben Mathurin would have been an immediate impact.
It's a sensational acquisition.
He's a dog too.
And I'll admit that I think he would have made RJ better.
Yeah,
I think he would have made RJ better because you wouldn't be able to keep him on the floor, which forces RJ to step his game up because it's just a lot of stuff. But anyways,
it would have pushed the needle quicker.
Yeah, and it gets Tibbs his stout wing guard, jumbo guard, right?
His Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. But let me ask y'all this: knowing that Dallas is in some type of peril, should Knicks fans even be concerned with that pick, or should we as Knicks fans for instance,
not concerned to use it, but I'll trade.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
okay. That's what I was asking.
I agree with you, Dre.
Not concerned to draft or anybody.
So who are you talking about? Who are you thinking about getting with him though?
Honest to God, I didn't even think that far. I did not even think that far. Fringe top 10 pick, you can get so decent for that, like real decent if you would have. Flip something else in it.
I'm putting all those picks together and going after Paul George.
But now you gotta think now. Do you think really LA is really gonna do that to just blow it up and start all over again?
It depends on how they perform in the playoffs.
Well, Freezie, I don't know if they're gonna do that because they just opened in the new arena. You know they're gonna want somebody up in there. Teams rarely, like when they open new arenas, they at least wait the year after, then trade them. Kind of like
right.
Kind of like Ben. What's his name? Dunker. Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
Blake Griffin. They waited 1 year after they got that arena, then they traded Blake Griffin.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna wait until like they open up the new arena and try to recoup some of the money that they had.
I'll be talking to the Clippers like, man, why don't I just we'll take Paul George off your hand, all that salary. Y'all sign Kyle Kuzma at free agency, and then that gives y'all money to sign another complimentary player to go, probably a guard.
What's his name? What's his name? James Dolan's gonna come up like, we already gave you the form. You might as well give us PG, man. You sold y'all the form.
You may as well.
Mm-hmm.
he gave y'all that Los Angeles.
He mugged Steve Ballmer in that.
Yes, he did.
Y'all see the
Yes, he did.
Yo.
I never saw the picture.
Yeah. Hey, James Dolan is a businessman, bro.
Once he sobered up, he got smart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off, fellas.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here, man, to get something to eat. Ain't nothing like a fat boy eating late at night. Being healthy. But yeah, man, we done hit 3 hours anyway. But Lee, you gonna get us out of here? All right, Adam.
All right.
Peace, Adam.
Peace, Adam.
Peace,
Yo,
Lee.
y'all have a good night. Thanks to you all, man, for sitting with us and chopping it up after this glorious victory.
Yeah, man.
You know.
You all have a good night now.
All right. Y'all have a great evening.